That's
my
why my
God.
dice ignore you, is because you don't take
Why is
them
it
out
dark?
first and foremost.
it-
If you took them out first and foremost and
Oh,
paid them their respect, they roll well for you.
well,
Ooh, spicy.
they rolled well this weekend in in our community games.
That's good.
Yeah, I rolled.
Oh, and Conan.
I actually, well, Conan they rolled. Yeah, they did.
Did they roll good
rolled
for
well.
the game?
They rolled well for Conan. Yeah,
There you go.
not as well as I would
That's all you can ask
like,
for.
but yeah, they did well. But now like we're in their element, like where they're supposed to do good, and they're not going to. So
That's subjective.
I said, what? Get out
like,
of
I mean,
here.
it's a
Come on.
matter of perspective. But from my perspective, the Jedi are evil. We're
Oh.
gonna.
That's that wrong
Edgy.
stream. Let's talk about.
Edgy.
Let's talk
Yeah.
about.
Sith
sorry.
Lord right here.
Anyway, we're back
I'm
with
with you,
Ecriom
Logan.
Expeditions. Thank you.
I'm just a scoundrel, so, you know. No big deal.
Just don't underestimate our power.
So where we left off,
Oh, Renee.
Korvus was dead. No, he's not. Perrin had an emotional heart-to-heart with Corvus's brother, who was having big brother, little brother syndrome. Then Korvus finally assumed... I'm just doing the Spark Notes because that's all I have the energy to do right now. Let's see, what else happened? Korvus assumed the mantle of or as Lord of the Wyrmhaven estate. He is technically Baron Korvus Noctifer. Though I guess I just revealed it. Anyway, you're a Baron now. And began splitting up and delegating tasks to his numerous siblings, to his 3 siblings. His brother Talon, after getting over being a crybaby, that his dad left him, and Perrin having a nice heart-to-heart about that, came back and pledged loyalty to Korvus himself, after which Korvus made him in charge of essentially running the business end of things, handling the trading, things of that nature. He brought up talking to Nathaniel Hawthorne, the leader of a group known as the Mortal Hand. Korvus sent him to make sure that he had receipts for all of the transactions that took place, so that way they had a paper trail that led back to the Mortal Hand, which he did promptly being confronted by Eden, Finara, and Orchid. The 3 of them yelled at him a lot until he gave them all the answers to their questions. And then he got the hell out of Dodge and went to go talk to Nathaniel. Meanwhile, Korvus, Art, and Perrin went back to the inn that they had rented rooms in and got a certain package in which a certain individual absconded from a place with.
We got the robot.
Yes, you got the robot. A little goblinoid-looking robot that you guys then brought back to the Wyrmhaven estate. You guys were just arriving back, but in the meantime, we're going to head over to Eden, Finara, and Orchid, who had a very dastardly plot in which they wanted to take part in. So my friends,
Yes.
take it away.
Okay, so here's my idea. I'm going to put flowers in all of his shit.
Oh, I really like that. See, and no one can complain because then technically it's like potpourri and it smells really pleasant, you know, to your senses. So it's not really that bad.
No.
Now, what I'm gonna do is a little bit more naughty, if you know what I'm saying. So I'm thinking of taking all of his clothes. Then she's gonna go over to
Yeah, Eden's already
The dresser.
starting. Like,
and I'm gonna mend everything together. So then when he tries to pull out one thing, then there's another thing attached, and then another thing, and another thing, and another thing, and it just keeps on going.
as this is like happening, Eden is making one of her tiny forests across like the whole footbed, like the footboard. There's just a line of trees that are like this big. It's just already starting.
Oh,
What
man,
are you going to
should
do?
I don't know. Do you guys have ideas? I don't know what to do.
Well, you're
What?
really strong. So let's put that awesome talent that you have to use.
Can I insight check that real quick? As Finn says that.
No, wait, can I do wait, what can I do? Secrecy? Wait, there's no secrecy.
That's deception, my friend.
You're not deceiving anyone.
Just so you know, that is
Oh,
a 24 for
No,
insight.
are you kidding me? Wait, can I counter this? Is there nothing that could be done? There's nothing that can
Just,
be done.
just.
There's
I
nothing.
just want to know.
But like,
does-
come on.
my
that was so
question-
transparent.
My question is Finn blushing or making eye contact with Orchid as this is being said?
Yeah, of course she's looking at Orchid's arms when she's saying this. And there may be a deeper hue of green to her cheeks.
Okay.
Oddly
That's it.
specific.
Okay, but you're super strong, so you could stack like all of his shit together.
Oh, just like pile it, make it like
A tower.
a tower.
Wait, or we just rearrange the room so then it disorients them, you know? Like if you thought that your chair was someplace and then you try to sit down without looking and then you fall and you hit your bum.
Okay. Okay.
I had
mean,
a dream like
that's
that
what the
once.
Either way, I think it's a win.
Okay.
Yes.
I think
Frolicking.
Yeah, and then while she's doing that, she's like pulling the clothes and it's just like, you see where there's like little glows of
Under the
blue.
under the covers, there's just little like there's at this point vines starting to creep out from the sides. Eden puts like little flowers on each of the circular pillows that happen to be on the bed, so now they look like boobs. Unintentionally, Eden has no idea, but it's very obvious.
No.
So yeah, no, just going around, flowers in his shoes.
Yep. Okay. I think Orchid will probably go with the just stacking things. She's like trying to carefully balance some things on top of each other. She starts putting chairs.
Okay.
Seeing if she can arrange them right.
You can easily lift them. Stacking them in an order in which they won't Jenga Tower fall is another. Go ahead and give me a sleight of hand check.
Oh, good. Good. Well, it's a 10 on the die. Plus.
Plus
1.
1. They are at the tower of things that you pile is at the stage where if like one person were to slightly even move one of the blocks on the Jenga tower, the whole tower would fall. So it's in a position where you feel happy with, but like now you guys feel as if you have to kind of tiptoe across, and thankfully the floor is made of stone, so there's no give or like, you know, putting pressure in one spot would alter or tip this tower in any way.
Any other touches? Looking around the flowery.
I think it's a work of art. It's amazing.
I thought,
Yeah.
okay, we should sneak out of here very quickly before they
Agreed.
get here. Because if Korvus sees this shit, he's probably gonna be mad at us.
Right.
Oh,
you weren't.
I
you
didn't
weren't
think
here.
of that. All right. Let's be careful. Okay, let's go.
Sneaking out, closing the door.
I don't know why this is sneaking. Don't know.
Yeah.
Tippy tap. Just
And I think with this timing, Korvus would have made it back with the rest of the group by now. Because I do remember that perfect navigation I rolled for.
Mm-hmm. And not only did you have the perfect navigation, you guys were kind of coming down on your cage to the Wyrmhaven estate. Your brother Talon, you kind of see simultaneously, like ships in the night passing either side. He gives you a quick nod as he continues his way up. The three of you make your way across to the estate into the central manor, where you're greeted with an empty hall. But down to your right, down the hall to your right, you would recognize the sound of giggling and laughter as you hear a door kind of close.
It's not just echoed back from us.
This is going to be
I
fucking
believe-
hilarious.
Korvus is gonna head that way because I didn't check with Talon, but I know we also because it's still nighttime, right?
The sun has left this level of Deepwell. It's like late afternoon, early evening at this point. Yes.
Okay, then yeah, Korvus is trying to find the other three to assess like the next steps of our plan. So, and also to find our rooms so we can put this stuff away. As I am still carrying this golem and like straddling it in the sling.
Were we shown our room?
You were not shown rooms at that time. No.
Okay, good to know.
So yeah, I'm gonna follow the noise of the door to see who I can find over there. I'm hoping to find someone who knows where the rooms are.
Mm-hmm. All right. So as you head down to the right, following the noise and the laughter, very quickly as the three of you exit Talon's room and close the door behind you, Eden, I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw, please.
This one's going to jail. That's a natural 1 on the die for a 7. Wisdom's my thing.
Oh no.
Eden, for a moment as you close the door, you're back to the hallway, the door closes and you turn. You see yourself in a small kind of living space. There are a handful of chairs seated around a central table, a hearth, fire lit off to one side, the smoke kind of following and trailing up to the chimney. You see with in front of you, seated on the carpet in front of the hearth, a small elven-looking girl. Her hair, this fire rocket red. And as you look at her for a moment, she turns towards you and you see this very kind of almost playful smirk and smile looking your way before another child slaps you with a pillow across the side of your face. In that moment, you come back to.
Everything all right?
Yeah, I think I
Are you hungry?
remembered something, maybe?
Oh, did we forget to do one of the other drawers?
No, from like when I was like little.
Oh,
I got hit in
Oh.
the face with a pillow by a little girl.
oh, like a family member?
I don't know. I started having lots of those. I remembered what my dad kind of looked like the other day.
You know what? Maybe a good idea if you want to try to remember more clearly, and when you have these dreams, maybe I don't know if you're used to drawing, but if you start trying to sketch and trying to remember faces, maybe it'll come back to you.
That's a good idea. I've never really tried that.
It's just an idea. It might help.
Yeah, I think I will. It's just weird.
I'm sure it's very off-putting because you don't
Well-
expect it to hit you like that.
No, it's very weird. The longer I keep having these memories come back lately, and I'm not sure if it's because they're not around. The hemlock and wisteria, mostly.
It's definitely a
Bella.
possibility.
Yeah. We should probably get away from this door. I assume it's like they turn as like when Korvus is like right behind them.
Oh, very much so. The three of you see, well, the six of you are now convened in the center of this hallway, in front of this doorway.
Oh, well, how are you doing, fellas? And then, like, Spinara's, like, very awkwardly, like holding her skirt and fixing her skirt for some reason. You don't know why. She's just, like, fidgeting.
Oh, you guys got back fast.
Yeah, so fast.
There's something
Easy
wrong with
to
your skirt.
navigate.
Do you know where
Ow.
our room is? We've been looking, but this one's not it. This one's your brother,
No,
so we are
that's-
wrong fucking room.
Wrong door.
Did all three of you end
How
up
do
going
you
to the
know?
wrong room?
That it's
Oh.
my brother's room.
We accidentally opened it, and his name's like on everything.
Why were you checking everything that would require you to find the names on it?
No, I mean like it's written really big. He's really vain. It must run in the family.
Yep.
Orchid just looks really bemused, but isn't saying anything to contradict them.
It should also be noted at this point, like Eden's irises are kind of red a little bit, even without the black. Like it's just.
Fanara's eyes are, like, abnormally, like, she stopped fidgeting, but her eyes are, like, really wide. And she's, like, doing an awkward, like,
Eden will like
close
nudge
smile.
her, like nudge her with her knee. Like,
Ow. Ow.
You know, I'm aware that you have done something you shouldn't have, but I honestly don't care at this point.
that's
I'd
not
like
true.
for us
We've
to
not done
find-
anything we didn't have permission to do.
Yep. Can't confirm.
You had permission to go into his room?
That's not what I said. But yes.
Well, anyway,
We're
I
gonna-
think we should find out where our rooms are.
That's the best idea I heard so far. Let's go ahead and do that.
Do you guys need help carrying anything? You guys have probably been walking for a while.
Perrin will just put his arms up.
Okay.
And, oh, it's nice and. Oh, this is what being tall feels like. That's nice.
Oh, is it good up there? Like,
Oh, you want? Okay.
Oh, see,
All right.
look at this, Arch.
Oh.
Look, we can see everything from here.
oh wow, I have never seen things from this perspective before. This is fascinating.
This is
Right.
lovely. And Perrin will like pat Morgan on the head. Thank you.
Right, let's go. And she'll just start like half jogging a little bit forward. Wait, I don't actually know where I'm going though.
Korean! Well, we'll try to yell out for Kai, since she was one I remember took care of house and stuff.
Mm-hmm. And she comes running down the hall from the way you guys would be heading. She comes down from that way. You hear the quick clicking of a door close. Yes, brother?
Our rooms. We'd like to drop off a few of our items and discuss future plans.
Yes, I have a number of the servants working on getting accommodations ready for you. Do you wish to have the Lord's room? Korvus.
Well, I'd rather not. At least not for the moment.
Okay. I had them starting to prepare just in case. Mother was a bit frazzled, but I'm glad I can let that nervousness subside a bit. There we have some guests. My mother, yes, Lady Wyrmhaven. Well, formerly the Lady Wyrmhaven.
She does not need to be pushed out of her room. However, if there are any father's belongings, it's best that those items are claimed and stored for safety, so that none that shouldn't touch them will not.
Would you prefer them to go into the hoard, or would you prefer them to be locked in his study until you have time to review them?
You already know the best method. But they must be locked away in case there is something that causes alarm in the horde.
Noted. I'll see to it. If you head down, if you go back to the foyer and head to the opposite end, follow the hallway opposite of this one, it will lead to a set of guest rooms that you all can use. The servants are getting him prepared as we speak, and until we can properly get you a suite of your own, Lord Korvus, that will be where you and your friends can stay.
Let's not use Lord Korvus.
Let's
Korvus
head.
is fine.
Yes, as you say.
And then Korvus will just turn and start walking the direction towards where the guest rooms are.
Are there any dietary restrictions that you and your friends have? I'm having the cooks prepared
Dairy.
dinner.
No dairy.
All the dairy, please.
Just provide an assortment, because somebody can't have dairy. I don't really eat meat, and then one of us pretty much just eats butter.
Well, the butter is a wonderful, add-on, but we need some other substances to go along with it as well. As much as it's a delicious snack, it's not a good sustenance on its own.
You're best to create a buffet of sorts, if you don't mind my saying.
I can get the cooks on it. Probably
We
about.
appreciate your hospitality.
Oh, yes, that's right. Thank you.
She nods her head slightly. The hospitality is not necessarily mine to give anymore. You are now under the.
Don't say it. Don't say it. Just go. Trust me. You're just gonna make it worse for yourself.
You are now under the.
Well, he's already
protection
halfway down the hall.
You are now under the protection and hospitality of Baron Korvus. Does he have a last name?
Octifer.
Oh, you had such a good opportunity
Korvus
Noctifer.
Noctifer, Lord of the Wyrmhaven estate here in Deepwood.
Yes.
I don't know
Yes.
if we should be calling him
there. Aiden will
Baron.
begin poutfully slinking off, following Korvus.
He is one of 3, technically 4 or 5, if you want to get into the lesser barons that try to run Deepwell. Yes, the Wyrmhaven family has vied for control of Deepwell for some time, both peacefully and forcibly over the years.
Well, let's go find Baron Buttmunch.
That was so much better.
I like that one better.
Baron, do you want to be beheaded by a baron?
She's really cool.
Finara, do you want to be, I don't know, ostracized for doing things that perhaps you shouldn't be?
I don't know what you're
You
referring
better
to, mister.
Don't you
And-
dare.
And
Don't
you need
you-
to calm down. Why are you still on our dear Orchid's shoulders?
Oh, now that I'm the big brother that I, always wanted to be, now you have a problem, eh? Oh, can't talk down to me now. Now I've
I'm
got
feeling
to-
really in the middle right now. I think and Orchid just starts walking forward.
And Fenar stomps her barefoot on the ground.
Perrin's turned around behind Orchid's shoulder, is just making faces at Finara.
Korvus, you lead the group down
Of
to
children.
Of children. Yes, your gaggle of children now. Down the hallway back to the main entryway of the estate, crossing this hall, following the pathways that lay before you. You see a wider kind of open, could be a combination of a dining hall or some sort of small or larger study or recreation room. To your left, to your right, you can see a room that looks to be for entertaining guests for cards or other sorts of gambling recreation. Continuing further through, you open up and you see a small tub filled with this like steaming and bubbling liquid, water, for clarification. And continue on. What seems like eternity, like this hall goes on for on and on and on. But the one thing you note is that the curvature of it seems to be like it's going around in a circle, almost as if it's curving around Deepwell itself. The estate taking up almost the entirety of the first level, or of that level. Eventually, you get to several sets of doors that are all relatively close together. You start opening them up and looking into them, and each one seems to be an individual single-style room. Each has a small, like twin-size bed, a small dresser for clothes and goods and whatnot, sitting on top of it, a wash basin, and then a small little desk and chair.
I'm gonna say partway through my walking to make sure that the party wouldn't get lost. Korvus would have like uncoiled the chain and let it drag to make the noise of the metal so they can hear which way to go, since they were trailing behind a bit.
Eventually, Korvus would feel a tug on that chain.
And then we'll just pull back.
Nothing.
Oh,
You're still holding on to let go.
I'll let go.
Oh,
back up.
All hail the Baron Munchies, here to save your lives. Let's all hail Baron Munch. Hey, does that sound good or what? I think that's going in the set list. That's for sure.
It's a really nice tune. I don't know if it's very nice lyrics. To be honest, it's kind of funny though.
Are you satisfied with yourself?
What? I'm singing a song. Of course I'm satisfied with myself.
We have our rooms to settle in. Art, we'll gather yours in your place, and you can have back your belonging. And then I would like for the rest of us to take a moment and discuss whatever's beyond the horizon of sorts.
Can I have my stuff from that stuff that Perrin stole?
Oh, you mean this? And he starts pulling stuff out of his bag.
Takes it back. Also, I got this conch from the things. It was a shell, and it looked like the stuff that you like, Finn, so it's for you. Eden hands over this conch shell.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you prefer Orca or Orchid, or which one do you prefer?
Oh yeah.
Oh, we'll keep going with Orchid. I mean, Orca is a really cool name, but it's not mine.
It's a really cool name.
But if
like,
you...
does it stick though? Is like Orca the name, or is like Orchid like just the name you were given?
Well, Orchid was definitely the name I was given, that's for sure. Never super closely identified with it, but
So we just...
I'm gonna call you Orca then.
Then yeah, no, that's I think that's everybody who's gonna call this lovely lass, and then like Perrin paps her on the side of the face. Orca, everyone, raise your hands.
Finn.
Huh? Oh, she was staring at this conch shell, by the way, so she was distracted.
Put your hand up.
Orca.
Wait, what?
Raise your hand and say Orca.
Oh, well, Orca. I was told that Orchid was okay, but yeah, I either way, however you want.
Yeah,
to
no,
be
you
identified.
identify with the name Orca. We're gonna just call you that.
I'm sorry if I had been calling you the wrong name the whole time.
No. I mean, Orca was just something I kind of made up to feel cool.
But
Which
you're
are
already
cool.
really cool. See? And for
I
my
mean,
brother to say that, that's actually a big thing.
How can
Oh,
you
shut up.
not be with a view from this height?
Mm.
Yeah, no, it's like, I mean, how cool is it to look from up here? Like, that's definitely something that's special. And then, like, Perrin, like, looks down at Eden, who is just, like, only, like, an inch or so shorter.
I think
Well,
she,
Eden-
well, I think like
Eden-
the top of her horns are like.
Yeah, like
I think she,
Yeah.
Isn't she 5'6"?
like 5'7", 5'6".
5'6",
Yeah.
yeah, no, I'm definitely significantly taller than that.
Oh,
No.
okay.
Korvus. I'm assuming that Korvus is like sitting in the
I'm
corner.
putting you two
just
down, by the way. Just
you and me.
that was in the world.
Corvus had already set down the thing for art and like went into a room.
Oh, are
Door
we not
open,
meeting
didn't
then?
close.
Are you needing alone time in there?
Steps out. You were having a moment, and
You can be part of these moments.
I'm aware I chose not to.
Is there a reason? Are you feeling poopy?
I didn't want to.
Well, that's rude.
In what way?
Cause
Like, we just do
What?
things together. Like, I mean, I know it's not been long that we do things or we've been together, but like, honestly, like, we just kind of do things as a group. So
Except
like,
for theft and things like that.
that's no. Hey, I still did things as there was a group format. You just happened to be elsewhere during that specific conjugation of people.
Yeah,
I don't mind that Corvus was. I mean, it's okay. I don't really mind.
Well, sometimes people need to do things on their own.
this is true.
Regardless, I know that there are some things that need to be taken care of, and presumably, I am in a position to be more helpful than I had been before.
All right. Well, let us know if you need anything, I guess. Also, don't hurt yourself. That's my job.
I think you're good. I technically died, and you technically were the
No,
one
I'm
to do
just
so.
letting you know that, like, as of this moment, I am telling you that you're not allowed to hurt yourself. If you're going to hurt yourself, you got to let me do it. So shall it be written? It was done in the ritual. That's how it's going to be moving forward.
Got it. Some
Noting
understood.
to self, only Perrin can hurt Corvus.
Then let us sit down and iron out, because I know Orca needs to go somewhere at some point.
Yeah. Actually, since you brought it up, I don't know how much longer I can linger. I was sent by my temple to go make contact with another temple at the far end of Cantor. They're in Minthfavel. It's a forest. It's on the far coast. It's still quite a journey left, but I don't really want to. I don't want to put it off for too long because they need help.
Okay, well, that's important. Corvus, I think that the whole deal here is that you've got to let us know what your position, what your station is going to require of you.
Oh, nothing.
Okay, so that makes this conversation a little easier. So we just kind of take stock of ourselves here. We get a rest on, and then fucking off we are. Jog on.
Yep.
Essentially.
Okay.
Wasn't
So
there some other place we were supposed to go as well? Along it's like along that journey. kind of in the direction of where Orca is trying to head?
No, if I recall correctly, that's wife Glenn. He points over at Eden, right? That's your home is like, and he like points in a direction, not knowing where he is.
It
It's
doesn't-
north of here.
We don't need to do that right now.
All right.
Orca, how
Okay.
urgent is your delivery to this temple?
You know, it's pretty urgent. I mean, given how long it will take to get all the way back there, with help, presumably, we'll save some magical means of transportation. I mean, just given how long it's taking to get there, we are in a war. You know, Zentherum.
No.
Yeah, tell me about it. Okay, so yes, that's kind of important then.
A little.
Very important.
Yeah, so I think that
No.
that's what we got to do. Korvus, do you know if we've got any magical means of transportation?
Gold. Magic items.
As it stands, I'm not aware if I have anything yet. My goal is to not be long to assess what resources that Wyrmhaven holds, to send for my mothers to give them a chance to be in the home of their choosing or to remain where they are. Once I've gained that, to my understanding, our best way of approach would be to head due west. We'd make it to Mithvenba. And depending on the circumstances, a simple trek north by Misty Shift Lake. Close his eyes. I believe Alverton, and we can make our way through Wolfwood, and Wife Glen is just on the eastern side of that. And if that's the path we can take to navigate,
While we're
Alverton
in
and the
that,
Wolfwood is my home.
While we're in that direction, we might need to take a little detour. Well, at least I need to make a little detour north.
So the consensus
Let's
here.
do all of that way before we go anywhere near Wife Glen, okay?
I want to make one thing very clear, Eden. We will get you there. We will find answers. And we will ensure that you get all that you seek and the freedom you deserve. But until then, I do believe our best approach would be to head due west and head north. The paths will be easier. And Art, I believe you have to head where north?
Where was it? Hang on, let me check my notes. And Art's gonna pull out his little notepad and start looking through it. Also, while Eddie takes a look through his notes, because Eddie remembers exactly where he needs to go. I'm trying to remember if Art
Something
does
about
too. Yes.
Two Forks.
Yes.
or-
Yes. No, it was that there was a region somewhere to the I believe it was somewhere according to the map to the northeast of Alverton, near the mountains. There's a place where these rivers converge. It was something. I think
Yeah,
it was
the
called
Tears.
The Tears. Yes. That was it.
Yeah. No, it's all about the story. Mm-hmm.
That is
Here's our reference to
along
two
the path.
rivers. Frosttooth Mountains, half a day out of Alverton.
Yes. Oh, from Deepwell, about 400 miles, give or take.
Yes.
From Wife Glen? I can't pronounce that correctly. Same
Everybody
distance.
says it different.
Essentially, we have a trajectory. The urgency for Orca's goal takes what I believe precedent to get there. It's time sensitive, and then we can head north, presumably either through the lake, Misty Shift, or around Alverton, and continue forward.
Sounds like we have a plan.
But first rest, and then magic items stashed away in your shiny, shiny hoard.
Presumably. But
We
yes,
gotta have
food and
defense.
rest first. I do not believe I am sure on how granting items from the hoard is permissible, but I will determine.
I think you just kind of go in there, you pull it out, you say, "Here, hold on to this for a minute," and then off we
That is
go, and then come
That is the
back with
practical
it.
approach for how you
Maybe.
get things.
I do not believe that just simply grabbing items is acceptable. that is
Thank you, Logan.
not the way I would like to work with it. I would like to respect the Horde. It is a gift, and so I must be treated with respect. If I am to grab from it, I must respect the ways of Bahamut and see what principles permitted such.
Are you going to tell me that we've got to file some fucking paperwork to take out a goddamn, like, shale that's going to protect us from God knows what's out there?
I don't know how it works. All I know is I recently faced death. My armor has changed. My powers are different. I spoke with an old man in a strange astral plane, and now I'm here. So I'm not going to question things when it comes to whatever facets this Bahamut practices in.
I
But what
fucking
about-
hate bureaucracy.
Well, what about expedited travel? Like, you have maybe some steeds that can, handle the terrain that we're going on or something, and a nice carriage that maybe they can let us borrow, and then we bring it back.
Or a dragon we can just fly on.
As
There's
I've
no
said,
such thing as a dragon. Stop it.
But you
How?
just admitted to
back.
the existence of Bahamut?
And Perrin will turn back over to Korvus, ignoring everybody else. Is there potential that you've got mages who can teleport, mate?
you are asking me like I've been Lord for more than a few hours.
Yeah,
I'm not
aren't you
even
supposed
aware
to
of my
know these
resources.
things? It's like an osmosis thing. You touch somebody, you touch the former person, you get their knowledge, and then I'm the Lord and I know it all.
I mean,
Yes,
to be
that
fair, we
seems
don't
feasible,
know.
but dragons don't seem feasible to you.
That's exactly what I was
Like-
going to say,
I
Korvus. We
know.
agree.
See, I've been trying to tell him that his whole thing is ridiculous. Of course, dragons exist. Of
They don't.
course.
It's not even close. Not a possible thing.
I mean,
After
Couldn't be.
everything,
Nope,
even all
not
the
even
stuff that
once.
we oh,
Not
oh,
even once.
even Foop.
Oh dear God, I don't want to have this conversation again. Is there food yet?
Well, once
I-
you
I like
drop
that.
your stuff in your room.
Quick point of have you guys put your stuff in your rooms yet?
Yeah, Eden. Well, that's why Eden will get up and walk and go do this. Like,
I
it's
sort of
like-
assumed we were having this conversation in one of our rooms.
Wow.
I
we're
assumed it was
doing
clearly
it.
in
Yeah,
the
I thought it was
hallway.
in one of the rooms.
Where we are shouting from our rooms into the hall.
Yeah, all the doors. It's like college style. Everybody's doors are all open. You're just yelling down the hall. You get like the one guy who isn't even the party. Yeah, I'd love to go with you. No, like
Wait, it's like in Kanto where it's like everybody has the doors. And it's
Yeah,
like-
right, yeah.
we go to what time are we going to the cafe? We don't want you to eat dinner with us.
Or whatever it's also just
Wasn't-
as
was
a
not a
side
personal
note,
experience.
Art is mentally noting who's in what room.
I'm assuming once we've dropped off in the rooms, Korvus can navigate towards. Oh, is there more?
Eden,
Hmm?
you
What?
being the first to go off to find a
Oh,
room.
no.
To find a room.
Okay.
I'm
terrified. Everyone looked at me and I'm
Korvus took one of the first two rooms on the left and right, and they're kind of like they're spaced so that way, like if you open your door, you're not facing another door, so you get that awkward like both people coming out at the same time, right? So it's like door, like they're staggered, right?
Yeah.
How far down are you going? Like how many doors down are you going? Please don't say it.
Like, I was actually gonna say two, like a couple of doors down. Just like a couple few, something like that.
All right, you
A
go
couple few doors down.
Dang it.
You go down a few doors and open it. And this room, none of the rooms they have like a candle or like a small little like lantern in there for light, but none of them are on. As you open the door, the lights that are in the hall here, the candles and such that are lit, wash into the room. And for the briefest moment in the back corner of the room, you can see this dark black, almost feather-coated shadow. As you look down from the floor up to where it meets the shoulders, you can see this very pale and kind of sunken-in, cheeked face, long blonde hair streaming over the shoulders and down up or down over the top of the back. This crown, somewhat similar to yours, but gnarled and decaying upon their head.
Is that you?
What have you done?
What do you mean? I've done nothing.
What were you given? You now have the affairs of a human, dabbling and studying our work.
What? Where?
You don't remember?
What do you mean a human studying?
Oh. For someone who showed so much care when you met Wisteria. I guess the
Hale?
broken man means nothing to you.
What is he doing? He's just studying. He just studies. He doesn't mean anything.
He's studying that which you planted next to his tower.
I didn't know that was going to be his tower.
No. But that is the way of fate. And now his tower is entwined in ours.
Is that a bad thing? Like, does it help you? Can it help you?
When we offer him a way to fix his problems, it will. When we can unify his mind into one.
We can do that for him and help him?
You're funny. You think there's a we in this. I can do this. I will. And in return, he will do as I command. That is the power in which we wield over the mortal realm. Did not Belladonna teach you?
She did.
Well, remember what she taught you. We will speak in person soon enough.
Really?
The shadow begins to dissipate.
But wait,
Hey, are you okay?
I'm okay. I just thought I saw something.
You're talking all funny too.
I'm really tired.
And that's when Perrin looks at left, right, walks into the room, and just kind of saunters up to Eden and just wraps his arms around her leg.
Be careful.
Careful of what?
I don't want anything to happen to anybody.
No, nothing's going to happen to me. I mean, look, after all this nonsense, getting thrown up in the air by harpies, being tossed around by oozes and whatnot, they're still here. He hugs her a little tighter.
Just let's go back with everybody. I don't want to be alone in here right now.
Okay.
I don't think you
go.
understand.
No, it's okay. We can go back. It's fine. I just want to make sure that you're okay.
Eden will briskly walk back. And just kind of sit down, with everybody.
you all head to dinner. Korvus, was there something you were going to say before you went to dinner?
No, Korvus was just going to navigate to dinner.
Okay. Yeah, very easily you go back to that central chamber, that entryway. You go up to the second floor, and on the second floor you go, like, just continue straight through. It's set up double doors that opens into this very elegant feast chamber. There are several tables about this room, like all kind of pointing to, or like perpendicular to this long head table that's all the way in the back of the room, up against practically the hearth. In the center, there is a very elegant, like almost platinum inlaid chair that sits in the center, and on either side there's one immediately next to it, and then down like almost a step or a tier there are another three seating placements. You can see this has been changed out to allow for the six of you, along with your siblings and your stepmother, to be able to dine together at this table. Your siblings are all currently there, seated. And as you walk in, they all stand very, very straight, almost militarily, as if like doing some sort of formal salute, though there is not one, and wait for you to give any sort of inclination for them to sit again.
We don't need these performative actions. You can continue on about yourselves.
Oh, point of order, sorry. Talon is not there, because Talon's off doing Talon things. Yeah, but... Kai straightens herself. Apologies, brother. This is the way things have been done for generations. Father instilled in us that much pride in our family, at least. If you wish for these traditions to be tossed aside, that is fine. Say the word. These are their habits. It will take some time.
I wish not to break your connection to whatever ancestry you have been taught. This is your home as much as it is now mine. If it is comfort for you, then I will respect it as well.
Thank you, Lord. And the two of them look at each other and just kind of nod and sit back down. As you make your way around the table to whatever seating arrangement you wish, Korvus, would you take the head of the table? Would be my first question to you.
Yeah, like almost like hesitant, like we'll see it and kind of like pause, and then like a disgruntled sigh, and then we'll go take the seat at the head of the table.
Okay. There is a open seat, similar in make to yours, but you can tell not as stylish or impressive. That would have been for Lady Wyrmhaven. Do you fill that seat with anybody in the party?
It's a chair. Korvus just pays no mind to it at all.
That's the opposite end at the head of the table, right?
Or is the one next?
Oh, no. So the table is like almost, so it would be facing the rest of the tables. So it goes like widthwise across the hall, and then all the other tables go lengthwise, as if this at one point in time had been like it had been like a grand feasting hall, like where multiple groups of people would be coming and sitting and eating, and then Lord Wyrmhaven would sit facing all of his guests and play host. Think of like I don't know, like Game of Thrones, or like how
there's the long table.
Like
the rest of them are long.
Yeah, The Witcher, where like the royalty would sit, and then everybody, all the lords and ladies would sit, in the galley or the gallery type of thing.
Wait, so it's who's sitting up there with him?
They've set places for everybody, but like the Lord Wyrmhaven and Lady Wyrmhaven seat were almost on a slightly raised dais, compared to the other seats. So Korvus goes up and sits in the seat that was designated for the Lord Wyrmhaven, but there's a secondary seat that is still open. And then after that, immediately flanking on either side is one of his sisters. And then the rest of the table is open for you all.
So who wants that awkward spot?
Why do
Well,
I
it's not
say-
awkward. I'm taking
Yeah,
it like it's
Perrin,
mine.
I knew this.
And Perrin does this like it makes everybody else kind of uncomfortable because it's all like they're all like pomp and circumstance and whatnot. Perrin crawls underneath the table and then like up onto the chair.
Logan respects that move 100%. You crawl up. The sisters kind of glance at you as Korvus, like, you haven't even finished making your way around the table by this point. And Perrin, you just kind of like head out of the underneath and just hop up into the chair.
Hey. And Perrin will just like sit up on the seat, and he's got his like little feet just kind of like dangling.
Yeah, this is definitely a human-sized chair, so you got a little bit of wiggle room there.
Are there any more seats at this table?
Yeah, so there's enough. They've set the table for all of you. It's just Korvus and Perrin in the center, his two sisters on either side, and then you guys can kind of grab plates and move chairs as you see fit.
Eden will sit as far towards the end as possible.
Okay.
Can Fanar do a check on whether or not she catches Eden?
Sure. If you want to do an insight check, that's fine.
Yeah.
Eden or Taryn, you can set the DC for Eden. You don't have to roll. If you want to roll, you can.
I mean, it's not too hard, honestly. It's an average, just because, like, oh, does Eden look upset?
Yeah, that was a 16.
Yeah, that's enough.
Okay. So then if Fanar catches this, because of the interaction from earlier, she's going to sit next to Eden on the far end. I don't know if it's the right or the left, but whichever.
Yeah, I'll say right in. Why not?
Perfect.
Art's probably going to end up sitting to the seat next to Fanara.
Cool.
And so you like sit in that seat, and then I'm like, oh, and then I sit on your other side.
Yes.
That's fine. I have a clear view over your head.
This is true.
Don't need to talk through somebody if they're a foot and you're like 3 feet shorter than you. Yeah, perfect. Cool.
And same, legs dangling from the chair.
Shortly after, a handful of servants come out carting various assortments as requested. You have, hams and cooked, Cornish hen, not Cornish hens, but smaller hens. You occasionally you'll see like a little bit of sausages and jerkies. You see salads and vegetables, just medleys here and there. There are cakes and rolls and soups and just everything you can think of. And if there's something that you have like in your mind where you're like, I would really like this, it's only a moment before they bring it out, as your instructions were very clear to save no expense, but to create a buffet experience for the 6 of you. Everything you have, the amount of butter that they bring out, Art, you have never seen so much butter in your life. You can practically swim in it. And the more you ask,
resist the temptation to swim in it.
But as you begin to eat your meal and at least wind down, Art, did you want to do something? I saw your hand up.
I mean, it's not urgent. I was just wondering if, it can wait until after the break.
Okay. Well, as you eat your meal, fill your stomachs as much as you can, and have a brief moment where you can just relax. They bring out wines and liqueurs, all that good stuff.
Wine?
Yeah, they bring out wine. And we can get into that when we come back. What? What? Okay. What? All right.
Oh, you're just not. You can't give my sister wine. She's gonna get off her fucking rocker, mate.
All right. Well, we'll deal with the rocker when we get back from our break here in about 10 minutes. Remember, put the word barefoot BAREFOOT in chat for your chance to get an Umbral Oculus D20, courtesy of Umbral Oculus dice. We'll be back in about 10 minutes, and we'll see you then. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. We're eating dinner.
Yeah.
Some of
I
us
just saw chat.
In real life and
in real
fiction.
life. Oh my god, we should have prepped to bring our dinner with us, and then we could have had an actual smorgasbord.
Oh, that would have made our break shorter.
That would have. Anyway. All right. Art, what'd you want to do? We're eating dinner. There's lots of food. There's tubs of butter. There's not actually tubs, but they come out in like the little not carafes. Oh my god, what the hell is it called? The little
Butter dish?
Yeah, like a little butter dish, and it's just like sitting nicely. This one's gonna be in the shape of like a giraffe.
So, well, first of all, in that regard, basically Art's going to be alternating between taking a stick and either putting it on his plate or putting it in his pocket. Like you do.
Okay.
The other thing I want to do as well, are there any meats that are being served on the table that are particularly fatty?
I mean, there are a couple, there are probably a couple pieces of steak that have, so Logan likes steak with fat on it, because that's the candy of the steak. That's how I was raised. And so there are probably a handful of steaks there that have a little bit of that, like edging to it. Additionally, there's definitely pork there, and like sausages that would have a high fatty content, but not actual like fat that you could see.
I am looking for fat that I can see.
Okay. Yeah, I'd say most distinguishably would be from the pork or from the steak.
Perfect. So, well, Art's plate, apart from being loaded with butter, is also going to be loaded with just about each of the meats of that type that you can imagine, and also loaded up with the sweets as well. There's nary a vegetable to be found, but everything else is going on the plate. And as he starts to dig in, he is going to be carefully cutting off the pieces of fat from the meat and sending it to the side of his plate, as an idea strikes into his head.
Okay.
Like, are you gonna eat that?
Well, no, but I'm gonna need it for a different application, though. But there are definitely, I think there should be plenty of more pieces here. Do you need me to go ahead and grab you one? And Art's gonna start climbing onto the table.
No, it's okay, little but she just like puts her hand on your head and pushes you down. It's fine. I can get it myself. I just don't like food going to waste.
Oh, no, of course. No, it's definitely not going to go to waste, I can assure you. I have a perfect thought for what to do with this. And this is probably going to take a few minutes before Art can get to the next step of what it is that he wants to do.
Okay.
While we're sitting here, while we're like gathering the food, Korvus grabbing the salad and bread. Galrunk. We'll just kind of look around after saying that to see if he notices anything.
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Perception, you
What
say?
language are you speaking?
18?
With an 18, in this chamber, you do not see any sign of your little yellow friend.
Okay. Korvus is going to, after like just taking a few bites of the bread, go a bit silent and is going to semi-meditate to take in a moment to align himself.
Okay.
And he's gonna see if he can connect to that astral plane, that dude he met, that old man, Bahamut, anything. Just to get a little clarity
Okay.
of any kind.
When you go about this process of aligning yourself, is there anything specifically that you either think of, that you do? Are you kind of eyes open, eyes shut? Like describe that process. Like, how do you go about prepping yourself mentally for that?
It's kind of that like leaving a moment thing, close eyes to turn off the visual senses, and focus on if there's any ambient noise, like like in a house there's like the hum of electricity, so like maybe there's like a sound of water that flowing or the earth shifting, and using that to drown out all the other noise and becoming like rigidly still, kind of really focusing on that sound to remove any other senses, to try and particularly, especially because I'm trying to ground myself knowing that the horde is on this same level, to connect to the base of whatever Wyrmhaven has to offer.
Okay. You close your eyes and you start to focus on the fire behind you, this soft kind of crackling and popping of the flames as it burns through the wood. Go ahead and roll a D100 for me.
A D100. That I'm not so good at. That is a 6.
A 6. Sitting there, reaching out, extending your mind, you feel a glint of some like this, like almost like strobe, like a flashlight, right? Like flickering on and off at the edge of your vision. But just as soon as you do that, you hear Perrin next to you just go, what are you saying? How are you going on about whatever language you were just speaking?
What language are you speaking?
So just assuming a 6 is like a really low number, right? In this roll, like it was.
A 6 is a low roll, correct?
And that's bad, like on a scale of like.
A scale of 1 to
higher would've been
100.
better?
On a scale of 1 to 100, you roll the 6. Yeah.
I don't know, like what if you're saying low is better, high is better, because that may determine what Korvus accidentally does next. Just.
I would say low. Low. You felt distracted with a 6.
All right. I would like to accidentally activate my celestial revelation.
Oh shit. Can you describe what that is to me? What are you revealing?
So because very specifically, with the change, I no longer have a radiant soul. I am now consumed in radiant power, as it's a blistering light that erupts from my eyes, mouth, ears, pretty much as if the essence of my divine connection to Bahamut erupts outward, forming this light. For anyone who's outside of 10 feet of me, they'll probably see like a light show that flickers for a moment of a draconic form. Anyone within 10 feet will get hit with this blinding light and also take 3 points of radiant damage. Because it just happens as long as you're within 10 feet of me.
So
how big is this table?
Well, the table's pretty big. It spans like a good portion of the width of the room. Immediately within 10 feet would be Perrin for sure. Your sisters would be enough out of the range for you not to harm them. They're not immediate, like they're next to you, but they're not like right on top of you.
What the fuck was that?
And it does not go away. This radiant light stays. Now it's just bright. It's no longer blinding, but it stays bright. And anyone who stays within that, like 10 feet, will continue to feel the burning heat of this light. As Korvus is also kind of, I can't make it stop.
I'm gonna. Well.
Oh, that's actually perfect. And Art's going to collect the bits of fat that he had collected on his plate and is going to take out his cast iron pan, throw the bits of fat in the pan along with a small pinch of blasting powder, and is going to walk along the table towards the radiant light and stick the cast iron pan into range of the heat so that he can have a heat source.
You're gonna have to walk past Kyrian in order to get there. Over her plate and her food. Just clarifying. But as you do that, she like pulls her plate so that way you have it clear. Like grabs her glass and like pulls her stuff off the table. You walk up and you start frying this. So the first thing you notice as you are attempting to fry this is that while it's being bathed in this light source, the light source isn't really giving off any heat. It's more of this kind of ambient glow.
Do I need to get closer, or? Apparently, this isn't the type of.
Little buddy, I don't know if this is the time or place for that. I'm gonna be honest with you. Korvus.
Korvus is
you
gonna try to
all-
move away from the table, like to try to step over it away from everyone for a moment, just to not keep burning.
What's going on with you? Are you like? Are you in pain? Are you?
And like you see, like you could see Korvus in the center of the light, just kind of like looking at himself as like the light searing out of his form. No, I'm fine. I was trying to focus and I got distracted and this happened.
Okay.
It was like and I would like to try and meditate again to try and connect and turn it off.
Sure. Go ahead and roll a D100. I'll give you advantage on it. Perrin, were you going to say something?
Nope. I'm just waiting for this to either happen or not.
I love how you said advantage because the first number was a 2, but it's an 84.
Orchid.
I'm just wondering, being at temple, being allowed to like fighty magical people who deal with radiant energy, like if I would have any idea what's going on,
What's
if
going
I
on
see
here?
something like this, or like how I could help.
Go ahead and give me a let's go with religion check here.
Okay.
I will say that Fanara's at the end. She's not even paying attention to what's happening. She's actually watching Eden like a hawk as she eats and picks at the fish that she put onto her plate with vegetables.
Cool.
And Eden is like scarcely eating and also not, and characteristically is not paying attention to the chaos either.
That was a 14 for me.
A 14. You've dealt with others and even yourself have dealt with things of radiant nature, but you've never dealt with a being of pure radiant light before. This is slightly beyond your capabilities and the capability, and most of the people you worked with directly in Kabul were more nature based than, what's the word, kind of radiant or necrotic based. So you have you know of it, but not enough to make any sort of conclusion of how to help. But Korvus, with an 84, you center yourself for a moment. You could hear the fire behind you, and you almost, sensing the flames at your back, think of what a dying fire, like the last little bit of a fire, like dying and the flames receding. As you do, you begin to feel yourself bring back some composure. The rest of you start to see as the light fades from Korvus's being.
But just the radiant light. He's not dying, right?
No. He's alive. He's very much alive. He's dead again.
Not again.
Man.
It's a daily occurrence.
Eventually, they just won't try to revive you. That'll be the real.
Oh my god, you killed Korvus.
Well, that didn't quite work according to plan. So here's what we'll do instead. And Art's going to dig through his pockets and pull out the makeshift duck bomb that a few episodes back he had taken apart to utilize as a flame source, and is going to use this to just briefly heat up the contents of the pan until it forms a glossy liquid and starts to brown ever so slightly. And then he is going to hop off the table and walk towards Korvus.
Korvus, I don't think will be paying attention because Korvus is still in the centering process and trying to not only calm the light, is still trying to connect to this house and its history.
And as Art approaches Korvus, Art is going to walk up to your boots and start smearing this liquid on them.
How's that help with your centering, Korvus?
Like, are you just like pouring it on? Or are you actually like
No, we're like rubbing it in.
aggressively?
Yes.
This is not going to help my focus. Nope, and you know what? The only logical thing is Korvus is going to accidentally do a... Damn, yeah. I'm going to need you to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Perfect.
Reminder, we have not gotten a long rest yet.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Dexterity saving throw is going to be a 21.
All right. You are actually not... I don't think you take any damage from this, luckily. As these draconic arms literally ethereally burst out from Korvus's back and reach out for a moment and spread across like a 10-foot area, sweeping for a moment. But like it sweeps just above your height.
I was
as
going
you
to
can
say,
see that form.
I imagine that as Art is manically and frantically like rubbing and scrubbing, basically like just not even paying any mind, just somehow it just like misses him as he's hyper fixated on the task at hand.
Why? What are you doing?
And just give me a minute. I'm almost done. And as Art continues to work and shine and tinker away with this liquid on your boots, you notice there is a shift in the hue of the shine on these boots until at the end of his task it matches in color to the rest of your armor.
Is that it? Is that all that they have done?
Well, you seemed really bothered by the fact that the shades weren't quite matching, so I just thought I'd, make sure that we got that taken care of.
And like Korvus gonna now check to like see if like it's just colored now or if it's actually like the material's also
They're just
different now.
dirty. Like,
Right? Is it just like a changed tone?
Oh,
Did the material change?
Hang on, you're not gonna wanna. And Art's gonna rub on the spot that you were rubbing on. There we go. Now it's even.
You have colored my boots.
Mm-hmm.
I am grateful.
Happy to help.
takes a moment and breathes, and like the ethereal draconic arms disperse.
It'll be about that time that Art notices those arms. Oh, where'd those come from?
His butthole.
Art slowly starts leaning to look around behind Korvus.
And like, whereas immediately, like the arms didn't go away, they just like dispersed, but like they rematerialized, and they will like push you to not do that.
I've seen some strange things, but that's not ever somewhere that I've ever seen arms manifest from before.
They did not manifest from my rear. That is...
While this is happening, Fanar is going to whisper in Eden's ear. Do you want to go somewhere more quiet for a bit?
I think so.
Okay, let's go. While they're busy.
What the fuck is coming out of Korvus's butt?
It looks like wings. See, now we gotta tell Perrin when we come back.
Are you both
that
still
obviously
whispering? This is
dragons.
key.
Yes.
Okay.
Dragons exist because look at what's coming out of his butt.
But that's what they said, right? They said. I'm so confused. What happened to Korvus when he died? I thought his wings came from his back, not his ass.
I don't know, but I'm more concerned about what's going on with you, quite personally. So let's go somewhere to talk.
Okay.
I'm trying so hard not to laugh at the reality of what just happened. Sorry. As they.
It's canon that the wings come out of the butt.
It's even scary. Their arms is the scarier thing.
We're just fucking up Ecriom for you.
Oh my
that's
god,
all.
who knows? Maybe a full body the second Korvus will come out.
The butt.
The Korvus centipede.
Oh my god.
No.
Oh my god, better
Take that
yet.
back.
He
Take that
farts. He farts and a second him comes out.
Phoenix just
Oh my
officially
God.
comes out that way now.
Disperses it.
Tune in next
gaseous
time.
form and then.
I'm so
I'm
sorry.
sorry. We have a
So
gaseous
sorry.
form that's
Gaseous
dispersing from Korvus's
Oh my
butthole.
god.
I'm so sorry.
Yes,
Okay.
and then it materializes into physical form.
Meanwhile-
Tune in for next episode. Spectral
Farts.
spectral farts. Oh my
I'm
God.
so sorry. You know what? Korvus is really cool, and the concept art is beautiful. Thank you, Del.
Yeah.
You're
Indeed,
amazing,
thank you.
Del.
But this is better. No, I'm kidding. But the two of you go off on your own. Are you
Yes.
going? So on the second floor, there are some like offshoot chambers. If you went out the way that you came in, you can go back downstairs. But there are also doors, or like hallways to the left and right that curve almost parallel to the ones downstairs.
Which way?
Right?
Sure.
You head down to the right, and you start to see rooms that look almost like gallery rooms where art pieces are hung, where various statuettes and pieces of like art, like vases and things like that, take up the majority of the first couple of rooms. You you go past those. God, words. And you see a small kind of balcony room that overlooks the estate, but then overlooks the well itself, like the city, which is Deep Well. You can look up and you can see the rings above you, and then looking down you can see the lake that sits at the bottom of Deep Well.
Fanar's gonna kind of look around to make sure that there's like no one pretty much in this proximity.
Yeah, if you want to, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Yes, please. Okay, let's see. 15?
15? Yeah, nobody that you can see in this room. You see a handful of small couches and chairs. This looks to be like some sort of like formal sitting area. You see a little cart that has decanters full of this kind of like amber colored liquid and glasses next to it as well.
Fenar's kind of like looking up, kind of just like at the like up above, and then it's kind of like fidgeting. I can tell that something is bothering you, and your eyes are doing this flickery thing where it's changing from your normal color to like a little bit of black with red, and usually that means that something's going on. And I feel like during this time, I would hope that you would trust me to at least be someone you can confide in or talk to if you're really having trouble of some sort.
I trust you. I'm so scared.
What happened? Because it seemed, earlier you were in such high spirits when we were doing our prank, and then now you seem really down, and now you're saying you're scared. Of what?
I'm afraid that Hale might be hurt. Or...
Why do you think that?
It's a long story. Okay, so remember the buds that I showed you?
Oh, the ones that you didn't want me mentioning to anyone.
And I still don't. Well, apparently one sprouted. I didn't know what they did. I honestly didn't want to upset Hemlock and have her pursue us.
Mm.
And it sprouted, but it grew next to Hale's tower. But these have a connection to the briar, apparently. And Liren, the one I told you about, this kind of like the flame. I don't know that they even notices me except as a pawn, but he's aware of Hale and his abilities. And I don't know if he's angry about this or what Hemlock would do, because she's really nasty. And I'm afraid that if anybody here gets too close, that they could be in a similar position as Hale.
Well, and Fenar's gonna hold onto Eden's hands, and she's gonna feel like a familiar warmth that she's felt before kind of rush through her. But it's like almost like that kind of like spring water mist feeling that's kind of soothing. And she's like, while she holds Eden's hands, she's casting guidance over her. Listen, together, you've seen all the things we can do. We're a lot stronger than we used to be. And I don't know, I know that you're worried, but I feel like we've proven time and time again, even against the worst of odds, that we can overcome those obstacles, especially together. I don't want you to feel like you're in this alone, especially if this Hemlock is up to no good, and whatever is going on with those strange buds that you were planting. But did they reach out to you or threaten you or anything like that?
When I went into the room, Liren was there, I think, or a vision of him. But he seemed really upset, and I don't know if I messed up and made him mad, or if this is... Don't know. I don't know any of this shit. And
well, that's the thing. We don't have everything figured out, especially on a journey. There's lots of twists and turns and all sorts of things that can come along the path, and then you just have to face it when it comes at you.
Well, and I'm just so mixed up. care about all of you and some of you a lot. And if anything were to happen to anybody because of me,
We care about you too. And we feel the exact same. At least I feel like all of us do, even though Korvus tries to hide it. I can tell that he cares.
I like to think so. If he didn't, he probably wouldn't have come back.
Yes, that's exactly it. Listen, I can't begin to fathom all of the mysteries of where you're from, and you're trying to figure out things about your past and whatnot, and now, you know, it seems like maybe a dear friend of yours could be in trouble. But again, you're not alone, so don't go through this alone, you know? Just know that you can lean on us, that we'll be there at your side. On this journey, we can try to go back and check on Hale, maybe. Well, after we help Orca, but I just don't want you to put that burden on yourself. It's not one that somebody should carry alone.
Well, and I'm afraid that if I were to try to warn Hale, that then he might be in more trouble. So I want you to keep this between us as best you can. For now, because I'm afraid that the more ears have this, the more at risk. They seem to know a lot more than I thought they would, let alone where I am. Which...
Well, maybe we should change that. Or we should try to gather our own information so they don't have to come up on us. If you get what I'm saying.
And when we were doing that reading, I think Korvus is right. I think I'm a monster.
No, don't. And she's gonna like hug Eden in like a really like, she's gonna like reach up because she's still shorter, so she's gonna reach up and then try to like wrap her arms around her waist. Don't talk like that. Listen,
No,
you're not.
Hemlock, they're hags.
But
they're
that doesn't mean
hags.
that you have to be one of them. Or even if you were a hag, we don't know. Maybe you could be a good hag. Nobody, you get to make your own decisions about your life and the path that you take. Don't
But
let them try to tell you otherwise.
But sometimes I want nothing more than to hurt.
Well, maybe this is a part of your challenge, is to try to fight against those urges and show them who's boss. That you have the control. They don't have the control over you. And they shouldn't. And they not ever.
I'm just so scared.
It's okay to be scared. That's what, again, makes you not a monster. It means that you're feeling these things. That's very, very humanoid of you.
Well, it's like there's two whispers, and one of them is very me, and there's another that when I look and I see all of these people and I hear about them kidnapping people and stealing and doing all of these things, nothing more. I look at them and I just see rats that deserve nothing more than to be absolutely devoured.
Well,
but I know that that's not my place, and I know that's...
Well, it's something that my mama used to always tell me, that there's good and bad in everybody. It's just about whether or not you choose to be good or choose the other. We all have that choice. And it's based on the decisions that we make each and every day. If you're trying to be not a monster, which everything so far has shown me that you're trying to do the opposite. Even in trying to stay away from those bad people. So then they don't have that influence over you. So I feel like all of that is pointing away from the bad side. You know what I'm saying? Listen, we don't have to have it all figured out right now. And I mean, heck, there's some days where I feel really, really upset, and sometimes I just want to hit Perrin upside the head, you know. But I fight that urge, you know. Sometimes it can be really annoying, but I love him to death. But then, you know how Perrin is. But see, I
He's
fight that
stubborn.
urge to be a sister monster.
Sister monster. It's funny though.
You
Thank
feel a little bit better?
A little bit.
Hey,
I think.
you want to try that brown liquid in there?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, you know how, like, sometimes when you have a serious discussion, just
Oh.
to have a little drink to kind of celebrate that we kind of
So-
came to a new conclusion?
Yeah, okay, so I know this one because one time I got to go to a bar, and when I went there, the humans were drinking it, but they drink it like really fast. Like you
Ow.
don't like they had like chug it really quickly. They had
Oh, wait,
like little,
That's like that time I got brain freeze with art.
but you're
Oh,
not
okay.
supposed to drink a big one. It's like a little one, and you just. And there was one person kind of looked like Hale, but had like less hair, and he had two.
Oh, okay. You know what? Let's do 2 to like signify that, you know, there's the bad, but you down
Then
it
there's
with
the
the good.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. You ready? Let's do it.
And that's set it out and just sit there and then what did you do?
Okay,
what's
so
in
the
it.
so real
don't
quick, oh God. the glass, that's the not right way to do it.
Yeah. No, that's
How-
just what Eden saw.
Like these we're talking like highball glasses, like how tall?
She's gonna
the-
pour okay, you know what?
You've
let's-
you've definitely seen shot glasses. You haven't seen highball glasses before.
She fills it like halfway.
halfway. Yep.
Okay, that's for the wrong way.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. And then the regular one, like you're just doing like a little like tiny like.
No, they're doing two halfsies.
You're doing 2 halvesies.
Phew. Yeah.
They don't know better.
We're down in the bad
you-
with the good. Get it?
my sweet summer child.
They don't know better.
Go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw, please.
All right.
And you're just like 1-2 chugging both of them.
Yep.
Oh, I have advantage.
I don't. Wait. Oh. Okay. Hold on. I think. Oh my God! It's Fenara.
What is that? What is happening?
I think like it's Fenara, the ultimate champ of taking these shots. That's an 18.
Okay, an 18, and then Eden. You don't want to talk about it, huh?
It's like an 8.
It's like an 8 or worse than an 8?
With a 4 on my
Wait, no, I
guidance.
gave you guidance. Yeah, no, with the guidance.
With
Are
a
you serious?
4 and
Oh,
it was a 1 the first time and a 2 the second.
How did
Okay.
Fenara survive? Whoa.
Okay.
But it's an 8.
An 8. Cool.
That is respectable.
It's a sure. If you knew what this liquor was.
Yeah, nope, it's bad. I'm waiting for it.
So, Fenara,
Yeah.
in your days of following your brother around the oasis,
Uh-huh.
he has had to
Sneaking
carry
around.
you home more than once because, unfortunately, you have sticky fingers for liqueurs, fine wines, and other alcoholic beverages that put you on the floor. However, you've definitely 100% tasted this beverage before. It is in fact a type of whiskey that is known.
Oh God.
It's a type of whiskey that is known from being from the dwarven Karax of
Not the
the Tuscar Sierras. And while
Whiskey.
normal people, like this puts beards on dwarves. This is how some dwarves grow beards.
Eden's now bearded. It's
True
like,
story.
great.
Well,
Yeah.
this
No.
is canon because Fanara knows.
Yeah.
She
No.
knows Dwarvish. So.
Yeah, so you would know that this comes from the town of Greymore, which is in the foothills of the Tuscar Sierras, to the northeast of where we currently are. It is very strong. It is very fiery. The aftertaste is super earthy and peaty. Something which, like, normally you would absolutely hate, but, like, you've at least tasted this once before, even if it was just a tiny sip. And so, while you are extremely drunk...
What's the name of this, by the way? Because she would know.
This would be known as a... Well, I'm making up on the spot because I didn't have this planned. Let's see.
Well, you described it in such detail.
I know.
I was like, what's the name of this?
Well, I
Did
wanted you to
this.
drink liquor. No, this would be this would be from the Dendar distillery in Greymore.
Sorry, the Dindor Distillery?
No, Dendar. Dendar. Same family, but they split halfway through. You would know the Dindors. Yes. Dindors are a prominent halfling family, but they're cousins. The Dendars are in Greymore.
Oh, Eden!
Brewed
This
with
is
the dwarves there.
This is from the Dindar Distillery. I had this one time when I snuck out with, well, technically, Perrin didn't know that I snuck out when he snuck out. And then I found him at the bar, the usual spot. And then he was performing, but he was having shots of this. Well, not shots. They were actually sipping it, which is kind of like, why did he sip it? Because this doesn't do anything. I mean, I don't feel any kind of way. I mean, the first time I did, yeah, I got a little queasy. But I'm okay right now. How are you feeling? What language is that?
I choosing words.
Is that like Sylvan? I don't know Sylvan yet. I'm still learning. Wait, hold on 1 second. Wait, I don't have my bag on me. I left it in the room. I had the dictionary. Oh no. What? Do I have something on my face?
Okay.
Whoa! Hold on. Wait, hold on. Wait. Oh no. Are you queasy wheezy? Oh no.
Wheezy?
Oh.
Hey, are you guys okay? I just saw you guys wandered off and you've been gone for a while. So
Yeah.
Yeah, we're fine. Unfortunately, we had this here amber brown liquid, and it turns out that it's actually some special dwarven whiskey from the Dendar Distillery. But Eden has never had it. I've had it, and I'm fine. But we had two, and now she's like this. And then she's like trying to like balance Eden on her body. Like she's like having a tough time because she's shorter.
Wow. Okay, I guess you guys were gone for a while, but I didn't realize it was that long. Maybe it's time passed. Alright, Eden, should we like take Eden back to her room so she can lie down?
Maybe. Yeah, but you know what? I'm gonna go get some bread, just in case, and some water. You
And
might
then Eden
do
will
better.
sit down and use cast Goodberry. And so out of the floor, this little bush starts, and Eden's just eating them on the floor.
Oh, I guess we don't
Wow,
need
you
the
can do
bread
that.
anymore. That is very handy. Yeah, I'm gonna need some help because I'm not as
Yeah.
to take
Yeah.
her back once she's done eating all the berries.
Yeah, maybe you should get a little bit of stuff.
Eden
or-
is doing like the head thing where she's sitting there like
like, oh, your head's so small.
yeah.
Okay, I'll be back. And then Fanara hikes up her dress, and then she starts running her little bare feet, and she's like trying to run to go get some bread, I guess, to like help.
As soon as Finn is out of sight, Eden will look up.
You like her.
Yeah, I do like her. But I don't know.
Prior to
Yeah, back
Yeah.
where everybody's eating dinner. Korvus.
after trying to do my connection to my new heritage and not working, I'm just gonna head over to Valorian because I got questions for her.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, she's sitting very close to you. At this point, both your sisters are eyeing your sudden transformation and then kind of chilling and then coming back with the arms to her friend. And so they're both like just keeping an eye on you, making sure you're okay. Valorian very much open to conversation. Neither of them is sitting in a way in which wouldn't invite you to come sit and converse with them. As you approach, she kind of turns her seat, pushes her plate away, grabs her glass of wine that she has sitting in front of her. Interesting. Very interesting.
And you would be the one to have a better insight of how the family interacts with Bahamut, and I'd like to learn how exactly Wyrmhaven is connected and how deep this connection goes.
From my understanding, you are meant to be a one of many paragons of sorts. The Wyrmhavens were once a proud family in Gimgalore. They sat with many in the temple of Bahamut. Many of our ancestors were champions for the great dragon. And many were leaders of the temple in Gimgalore. Father never discussed fully why our family left. But we eventually made it here to Deepwell, where we created our own temple. In our case, several temples over the generations as we've moved further and further into Deepwell. And over time, accumulated wealth and riches while, to what was my knowledge at the time, functioning or running a relatively functional trade organization. Mostly arts and things that the rich need.
But on the side of less than the general history, this actual connection to this power, this champion paragon, how does it function?
Well, when you form a connection or choose to form a connection with a god, regardless if it is a god paramount or one of the resentful, you form a special relationship in which only you can define. My experience with Bahamut is going to be different than your experience with Bahamut. Ultimately, yours is going to be a little significantly closer than mine. There's an air about you. I can't quite put my finger on it, but while we may be of blood, I don't think we fully are. I think there's something more at play here that is beyond us mortals. You were chosen, you were given this opportunity. For what reason, I don't know.
Interesting. I think I understand then.
The
And
strongest...
the Horde.
Oh, the Horde is the strongest place in which I at least feel a connection with Bahamut at this time. The farther we delve downward, the harder it is some days.
And you say the origin is Gimgalore, near the heart, yes?
Yes, the first city, yes.
And the Wyrmhavens date back since then?
We've lost bits and pieces here and there, but the Wyrmhaven family is a human family. So, while there were likely Wyrmhavens at the start of it, they probably weren't named. Only our history dates back to the earliest in which the paragons of Gimgalore can record, or have been recorded in.
So the Wyrmhavens were founded on the precedence of humans.
Well, I mean, we would have been born human. Would have been created human, and as the humans have divulged and eventually separated amongst themselves into different families and such, the Wyrmhavens would have been one that picked up on their own. The gods ultimately chose their paragons in the beginning. Now, some that have a closer connection to the material plane will, and others have to find a way to become champions of their gods.
I understand then. Thank you.
It is my duty.
I will check with the Horde, and any item of that is mine to choose from if need be, yes?
Technically, yes. The Horde belongs to the Baron of Wyrmhaven, and as Baron, you can take from the Horde as you wish. I would recommend to caution against behaviors that were like our father. He pulled massive amounts of wealth in an attempt to move mountains. And this is where it brought us. To you. Whether that was by intent or simply folly, that's for you to decide when you make your decision to take something.
And within what remains of Wyrmhaven's influence and financial stability, do we have means of accelerated transportation?
We as a family do not, no. Typically, father would trade via caravan above ground. Occasionally, he would send one through the Underdark, though those passageways are much more treacherous, and unless you have the proper guides, which if I believe you sending Talon to speak with the Mortal Hand, we will no longer have such aid. Above ground would be your safest bet. We can arrange carriages for you if you're looking for some sort of magical transportation. I would have to speak with one of the other barons.
Does the Mortal Hand have means to, not acquire, but do they have possession of magical transportation themselves?
To my knowledge, there is one individual who has traveled magically. Whether or not that is because of something that they can do or something else, I'm not 100% sure. On multiple occasions, he showed up here, unannounced, uncalled for, asking for father, and then has also mysteriously disappeared. I believe his name's already been mentioned. A certain Dolus would be who you would look for within the Mortal Hand.
So in theory, either Dolus would have the means for what I need, or we have to go by land like others.
There are other barons that have Many of the barons wish to see my father off his seat. That changes things for you. Or you can attempt to allow us to negotiate on behalf of you with the other barons, or you can go and speak with the barons yourself. Ultimately, they need to know that father is no longer in charge. There's a new baron, and that baron does have a seat with the others.
All right. I need to speak with the other barons, deal with the mortal hand, and be on my way west as soon as possible. How soon can you arrange a meeting with these barons?
If I send word now, hopefully by midday tomorrow. It's a lot to ask for. Are you looking for neutral ground? Are you looking for them to come here? Under what terms? Some of them wished to see father dead. So there's many alliances that can be made, and many that can be broken.
Give me a moment to confer. I want to ensure that I have enough time to have this meeting, whatever can happen, and make it happen tomorrow. If neutral ground, then be it. If I must go to them myself.
As you
But the
wish.
least amount of time spent with this would be best.
Of course. And we should probably do our best to ensure that the transition of power is noted by all parties in play here in Deepwa.
And I believe I will be the one to speak with a mortal hand to ensure that Talon does not get harmed. But I would like for him to accompany me. That way they know that I will vouch for him.
Of course. I can start preparing documents and have them set out to the right people as we speak.
Good. I will confer with one of my associates. I must see if they will give me a leeway of time.
Okay.
And then Korvus will kind of step back and we'll try to find Orca.
Cool. It doesn't take you long before you hear the incoherent babbling of a certain Eden of the Briar.
Oh, you mean normal conversation?
Yeah, I just don't know if it's just like I'm just since you're like totally
Yeah,
like,
she's
out of
just,
it,
like,
she's just gonna be
sitting
like
there.
totally off it. And I just don't know if it I don't want to hurt her because I don't know how long we're gonna be in the same like sphere together. So I just
Really smart.
Yeah.
Brady.
Oh, Korvus, hi.
Grouchy. He has wings, but
What is...
wings.
She is...
She
stranger
apparently they Finara and Eden decided to drink, and I pointed a bottle that is very empty, just really fast, and Finara is somehow completely fine, seems like, but Eden,
Not fine.
kind of cute though.
Eden will need to be...
Sleep.
I will ensure Eden gets to her room. Orca, I know you are needing urgency to go on your venture, and I will not hold you longer than you need to. But I'm aiming to speak with other noble lords of Deepwell and the Mortal Hand, see if any of them can requisition a means of rapid transportation, magical in preference. However, I will not have a meeting until the next day, and I do not know how quickly they'll respond to my request or what they will ask of me.
Big words.
Like Orca will put a hand on Eden's head. Well, it's like maybe do a little scritch behind a little. I mean, it sounds like it's worth the gamble of waiting a few days if we can get there faster. So I'm not gonna argue, and I think a few days is fine. It's when we're talking about lingering for weeks that I'm really, when
Lingering.
I'd probably strike it out on my own if I had to.
I promise you, I do not plan to do weeks. Days at most, and if it proves to waste more time than it's worth, I promise to pay for whatever means to expedite your transportation.
It's really kind of you, Korvus. I mean, you barely know me, and I really appreciate this.
Well, I don't understand what has all happened to me or what's going on with all of this familial stuff, but you traveled with me thus far, and you're on a mission to save those that you care about, a cause greater than yourself. And if nothing else, that I understand, respect, and will aid as I can.
Got wings.
I think it's time for you to go to bed, Eden.
Probably.
I
was getting some food to help fill her stomach, and then maybe just carry her.
I ate a blueberry.
It is
did
fine.
do that.
I will drop her off at a room. I need to head into the horde and see what I can gather from it. Please enjoy the food prepared and find comfort in whatever you need.
Sure.
You really like food first.
And then Korvus will come over to Eden, like kind of crouch. Are you ready to go to your room, Eden? And we'll like extend the unarmored hand. Then
Standing up.
and we'll help up and we'll leverage. And I still think the duration of my astral arms are still there, so my draconic arms will reform and kind of help carry. So that way I still have my free
That's
arms.
good. Because I rolled a 4 for a dexterity.
Yeah, you're definitely gonna need the extra arms.
Are you sure you don't need help getting her back?
No, it's fine. I've journeyed with her enough to know that this is possibly the most docile form and the least violent. Essentially, I don't think I'll stab her this time.
Well, now I really feel like I should walk back with you. Let me at least see you to the door. I mean, I'm sure you
Each
could.
their own. And then, holding with the draconic arms, Korvus just kind of will head towards the room so that Ethan doesn't accidentally murder anybody.
We're all not gonna eat.
Yeah, Art, you're all.
Bernard bursts into the eating area. She's like, "Excuse me, pardon me," and she's like trying to like get around people, and like she's like she took a plate that someone wasn't using, probably with weird stares, and she's like trying to pile like whatever she thinks, like based on like what Eden seemed to be eating, like some veggies, maybe some bread. She's like running, and then she's gonna run back around to where Art and Perrin are.
Are you taking the food to the room? That's a good idea.
Why is everybody talking a language that I don't understand? And listen, I speak Goblin speak, and I don't know what you're saying.
What are you doing?
Okay, listen. So we got to talking, and we got to drinking, and it was dwarven whiskey, and now
Wait.
Eden can't talk straight, or maybe she's
Did you-
talking straight, but then I don't
Dwarven-
understand.
Do you have any more of that left? That's a wonderful resource.
We finished it all.
Oh.
But see, I'm standing. See, but Eden is not doing too well. So I'm trying to get all things. Wait. Does Eden eat butter? Can I have some of that butter?
Well, I think she ate it before, but yes, here.
Okay, I gotta go back to my room and get that special tonic. Oh, I didn't know that it would end up like this.
Well, here, let's see. So let's, and Art's gonna start just shoveling things onto a plate, not really paying attention to what's getting shoved onto it. Here, we can bring
Okay.
all this to her, and we'll yeah.
Yeah. Hey, parent, maybe it's because I'm older now. I'm a grown woman that now it doesn't affect me like it did before. Maybe that's
No, that's because you drank too much of it. You got fucking alcohol poisoning. You puked your goddamn guts out. And now you're a little resistant. No, that's your age means
But
nothing.
I didn't throw up
You-
this time.
Yeah, exactly. Because
I
your
didn't
body
need
knows
Steve.
that the garbage that you put in it before. That's what it is.
Oh.
Or maybe it just wasn't that potent.
Well, apparently for eating, maybe it's because of the fact that her constitution's a little different from my constitution. I don't know. I'm not sure. She's taller than I am, so I would think that it would all distribute differently and like much easier. But I don't know. Maybe she didn't. Oh, she didn't eat enough. You know what? Earlier she was kind of picking at her food. That's it. Okay, all right. Let's go. We got to fill her up. Come on,
She
Art,
also-
you want to come with me?
She also went
definitely need to make sure
unconscious
she eats
today
something,
too.
Yes.
She did.
She
Fenara's,
did
like,
almost
spitting
die.
out-
I
Fenara's spitting out all of this
Briefly.
stuff that makes no sense, and it definitely doesn't add up to anything of
Go,
like.
go, get,
All right.
get, go.
Come on, Art. Let's
And then
go.
right at this moment, I think Orchid walks back. He's like, "Oh, Korvus took her back to her room."
Okay, great. Thank you, Orca. Okay, let's go.
Yep.
What
Just
is-
dropping bits of food everywhere.
Yeah, there's like butter that flew off the side. Maybe hit somebody's plate.
I'm assuming at some point Corvus makes it to get to her room, right?
Yeah. Yes. As you're doing that, as they're running up to catch up to you, Perrin, you're alone. There are servants here, but you and both
Well,
of Corvus.
No, I'm
Orca-
not staying. I stayed
Orca's a
behind.
bit-
Oh, and Orca is here as well.
I mean, everybody else in the family is still here, right?
Yeah. Both Valerian and Kai. Oh my God, why am I blanking on her name? Kyriel? No. That's
No,
not right.
that's-
That's
No,
not right.
that's somewhere
That's
else.
that's a different Kai name.
That's
Close,
Kyrian.
Kyrian.
That's Kyrian.
Kyrian. There we go. Are sitting there.
It's just the four of us now. It's like just the two
Yep.
of them, and then
Yep.
me
That's
and
all there
Orca?
was. Yeah. Yeah. Mama Wyrmhaven didn't even come down.
Well,
You know,
I
I feel
mean-
like. You go ahead.
oh no, sorry. What were you gonna say?
Oh, well, I was just gonna apologize to these lovely ladies for the disorder of our group. I hope you don't take it as any comment on you. We're just this group is very lively.
We're a bit involved, I suppose.
I think we're being given the cold shoulder, Baron.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I was trying to process everything that's going on right now.
That's a lot.
We
I
have-
mean, you have things to do. Is that what you're gonna say to me? You're gonna
No,
Get up
no,
and leave.
by no means was that meant. No, we have not had guests in the estate of this nature in quite some time, and it's refreshing. And they'll both kind of look at each other and. Yeah, it's refreshing to some degree to hear laughter in the halls.
kind of nice, I guess, to be considered that way. He looks at Orca and just smiles.
Yeah. I mean, all of this was delicious, and I hope you're doing okay. I mean, gosh, so much has happened today. And, I feel like we're probably being fairly callous to your feelings. Although I don't want to make any assumptions.
Not knowing where father is a bit troubling. But we put on a brave face and pushed forward regardless. We are here to serve Lord Wyrmhaven, well, Lord Noctifer, and we'll do our best. He's our brother, and we very zealously gave our support to our father, so why shouldn't we here?
Well, he hasn't proven himself, that's for starters.
I was hoping he would manage the lot of you slightly better, but he, even with the extra arms, he seems to have his hands full.
If anybody's managing this group, ma'am, it's me, and I'm managing through all the chaos that there is.
Orca like gives you a side eye and is like, "Are you though, really?" Well, I suppose when someone's suddenly elevated and they've been your peer all this time, it's hard to change your perspective and give proper deference all at once.
I mean, I don't plan on changing how I treat them. No difference for me, thank you.
Well,
I guess what I'm saying is I don't think he could.
We don't really have a leader per se. We just kind of walk together.
Down the hallway,
Then-
you just hear,
But winks.
See?
Decorum is not part of any of our training, really.
No.
we can tell.
Yeah, probably.
And it's about this time you hear the front door, because like it's almost like a straight shot to the front door of the estate. You hear it open and close. Hey guys, I'm back. I'm gonna go freshen up really quick, and then I'll be. Oh, is dinner still? Or can I eat? Did they take out all the food?
There's food
There's
here
still food
on
there?
the table when you get.
You didn't leave me the scrap. You didn't just leave me the scraps, did you?
No, they're look. I mean, they're right here on the table.
I mean, I'm not
like
gonna. I gotta go to my room. I'm not gonna walk all the way up there and then walk down to my room and then walk back up.
I'll make sure there's a fucking plate for you, whiny piss baby. Get going.
Oh. Okay.
It's a
all
joke.
right.
Get going.
Cool. And you hear him like walk down the hall. And you hear his door. You don't hear his door open, but what you hear next is the. It's just ton. What the? Ah! As a bunch of shit just falls down on top of him. In a heap. Eden and Korvus down the hall. You hear this large clattering and commotion, echoing from the way that you came, followed by a couple yelps and screams of Talon.
Let me just make a deception check real quick.
I did it.
Corvus actually is.
That's an
Not-
11 to try and repress what.
Hang on.
you didn't,
I'm gonna mimic.
giggling as they're going.
All right.
Oh wow, what was that? I have no idea.
Kyrian is very straight faced and like just kind of looking at you, but Valorian is very much kind of like giggling and chuckling along, hearing her brother in pain, echoing down the hall. But
Did you? Sorry. Go ahead, Corvus.
Corvus is. Has Corvus made it to getting?
yeah, you guys definitely made it to the door. Like open up the door, start.
Very
trying to-
specifically, as soon as the door opens, Corvus has just detect magic at will, and we'll just have it on right now.
Okay.
First,
Go for it.
wants to see if there's anything if there's anything, as soon as Eden's in here, if there's anything in here that gives off anything distinctly magic other than obviously us.
Eden has a couple of things on her person that radiate some magic. But you get an odd sense it's not necessarily magic, but you get an odd sense from the corner of the room opposite, like on the far side of the bed, but not able to detect like exactly what the magical essence of it is. It's more of like you get the ping, but you don't get the full like it's a ping, and this is what the ping is.
So I couldn't use my action to focus on it and determine any details further.
If you'd like to roll, I'll give you an Arcana check.
Arcana, not like I don't know, perception.
No, he said
No,
Arcana.
because this would be a little bit of deeper meaning, and we don't
Yep.
need your plus bajillion perception.
It's only half a bajillion.
It's
That Arcana's a 10.
still got a bajillion zeros. A 10. It's giving off. I'll say from what you can tell, there's a sense of fey magic. Like, you can tell the different types of magic, not only, like, the types mechanically, but, like, where the magic stem from. But it's giving off this aura of fey magic, which you can definitely kind of attune to or kind of get the sense of because of your connection with Eden, as well as illusion.
With the, if I just need enough of a ping. What I want to do is getting that fey, that hint. I want to, and I'll spend key points to do this. I want to connect to it as much as possible because I want to actually forge a connection enough because I want to communicate with the other side of that magic. Even if I can't get, if I don't need to know who they are, what's over there, I just want to know that I've connected to it and that they can either see and or hear me.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
That is a dirty 20.
In your head, as you try to force your will, you close your eyes for a moment and extend yourself as if you were in the astral sea toward this being, toward this thing, toward this whatever it is that's out there. You get there and you stop for a moment, and there isn't anything in the space. It's more of the lingering presence of something that once was here. But as you connect with it, you feel something kind of probe back into your own mind, and you steel yourself against it. So, the fallen star. Interesting. Not all her companions are as hopeless as I thought.
And I'm going to focus on how I remember when I was in the astral sea, everything I learned from that man in that few moments, to focus on that connection. I do not know what intentions, what effort, what machinations you have, but I want to speak as plainly as possible for this. Eden does not belong to anyone but herself. And I will ensure that if you bring any ill intent towards her, I will find whatever power binds me to this plane and end you myself.
Well, finally, one of her friends has some sense. I, too, wish Eden to have no part in the role that she's supposed to play. If you truly, truly value your friend, don't take her to Waithglen. Keep her as far away from that place as you possibly can. To that, you have my word. You keep her away, and I will keep her out of my thoughts, out of my mind, and try my best to stop the roving and searching of the one I serve.
I am glad to know at least someone has the interest, but no, my promise remains true. I promised that I would give Eden her answers. I promised she would not have to face that. If you fail in your part, I will burn all of you down without hesitation.
I have is it a masculine or feminine voice?
Feminine. Sorry.
No.
And there lies your problem. For to help her find her answers means you take her to the place in which I ask you not to. And for me to not intervene would mean that she's not in the place that you are taking her. Both our hands are tied. You have already made a deal with one fae. You best bargain. You best keep that bargain. For lying or going against one fae, even to make a pact with another, most unwise. You'll hurt a lot of people that way. So I guess I'll see you soon.
And then we'll shut the key connection.
At that point, can Fanara and Art be stumbling in? Because we would have already been like trying to carry all the food.
Yeah, you guys come running in.
Hey, we got some food for you. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh! I thought. Oh yeah, no, Orca was in dining hall. Oh, I didn't know that you brought Eden to a room. Yeah.
Mr.
Oops. Are you okay?
I good. And Eden will point to the corner. I swear was.
What?
Mm,
See,
A-
is that?
a-
Do you know
Astra
what
was?
language she's speaking?
no.
She's not speaking any particular language. She's intoxicated.
Vaccinated.
Okay. Here. And then she's gonna stuff the bread in Eden's mouth. It's good for you. You gotta coat your stomach. You didn't eat a lot.
Oh,
That's not good.
there's plenty of butter to go with that too. If it's too dry on its own. And
Just gonna start like
Yeah, Art like smashes. I imagine him smashing it
Yeah.
with the bread as we're like stuffing it in her mouth.
It feels not.
Oh, do you need Steve? Oh wait, I don't have Steve.
No, I'm okay. The bed,
Okay, all right.
probably.
Okay, I'm gonna
Okay,
put this
well,
over
here.
here. Yeah.
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 Look at I think there was, well, it looked like it used to be a cupcake. I'm not sure, but there's plenty of stuff here if you get hungry in the night.
Mm-hmm. And
Is there anything that looks like a bucket that's nearby? Like, do I see anything that could be a receptacle?
I mean, there would likely be some sort of small like wastebasket in each room.
Okay.
But nothing.
Yeah, she's gonna put that right
nothing
there.
compared to Steve. Nothing on Steve's level
Oh,
of.
that's
nothing
fine.
compared.
Nothing compared. She's gonna
To
put
Steve.
whatever. If it's like, she's gonna just put like whatever looks like it could basically be a mini Steve next to her bed.
Yeah, you could put a baby Steve.
Baby
Thank
Steve.
you.
Here is baby Steve. So baby Steve is going to keep you company throughout the night. So if you feel like you got to do the thing, just do it in little Steve. We'll
And then
empty
Eden's
little Steve
arm
out in the morning.
will start to grow white hair and slough off and then regrow as the arm turns into Grim, the little white ferret. And she just takes Grim and immediately is just like chokes him and just is like,
Oh, I will never get used to that. Korvus, that was very nice of you. Sorry that, well, we didn't know that would result with after drinking. Yeah.
Listen, there is no reason to apologize. We have
We
earned
tricked
rest
you,
after a
bud.
journey. You drink, you eat, enjoy, we rest. But tomorrow, we have work to do.
Of course. Thanks, Art, for helping me take everything.
Oh, of course. Oh, by the way, I think I remembered seeing some fruit on that table. We might be able to use some of that to try and see if we could recreate that wonderful drink that we had in the when we were with the Fae.
Oh, yeah, what was that called?
I
But see, is that something that's only in the Fae? Like, you have to be, like, in that area?
I'm a fae.
You are. That
You
is
are.
correct.
Would you happen to have any insight as to if there's any sort of special techniques that they use to be able to create that concoction?
Some way.
Some way. I'm not familiar. Is that a unique ingredient that I'm not familiar with?
Korvus, no?
You're
Well,
not
just,
going to get anywhere with this.
Oh, okay. All right. We'll leave you be, all right?
Okay.
Okay, we're really close.
Like with Grim in one hand, like just.
And Grim's just kind of like shaking baby sigil, just like flying all over the place.
Does Fanara see Talon's room? Like, is Talon's room, like, what, is it open?
Talon's room is on the opposite end of the hall. You can go check if you want.
No, I was just curious if it was, like, across, like, if we would have seen him, like, in distress. Never mind.
I mean, no, you would have heard, you could definitely hear cries like, who did and like the slow like shove and like the creaking of like wood and stuff on stone, like as he's trying to just shove this pile to the corner of his room to deal with Never.
Art's gonna walk over and fluff Eden's pillow for her, and then here you go. So get rest.
Thank you.
Hmm?
I'm fit.
Yeah. And then she's gonna hold the hand.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Anytime. Well, we don't want you to like this ever.
No, never again.
Mm, okay.
Not you.
Uh oh. Wait, little Steve.
And let's roll to see how much little Steve helps.
Oh my
That
god.
is a natural 20. So little Steve.
Let's
Little
go.
Little Steve's acrobatics check to catch all the chunks is just
Yeah.
It is like to the
Absolute.
brim though, and there's just a chunk of bread in it. 'Cause
Oh,
there's a roll of bread sitting on top that you ate whole. Like
I thought you didn't eat anything. Oh.
Thank
Here.
you.
Let's take a little bit of let's see.
Nay,
Art's gonna
nay.
grab a couple of little pieces of pastry and sprinkle it around the inside of the bin. Take a small little bit of blasting powder and just poof it in there to make the bin give off a bit more of a fruity, fresher smell.
Oh, I thought you were trying to make it disappear. And I'm like, I'm holding little Steve. I'm gonna die. This thing is gonna implode on me.
Did you just throw like potpourri on top of a fucking trash bin full of garbage? Or
I
throw up?
just
Like,
tinkered some frickin' potpourri.
oh my
Okay, I thought it was
God.
about to blow up. I was
Bless,
like,
bless your
no.
heart. I love it. Oh my god.
That's fantastic. Oh, that's much
what
better.
makes puke
Thank you.
What makes puke smell less like puke? Blasting powder.
Blasting out.
Blasting powder and pastry.
And pastry.
Pastry.
Yeah, pastry.
Yeah.
Gross.
It's the Febreze of Ecriom.
Thank you.
Bang.
snuggles up with Grim.
Sleep sweet.
Good night.
Carb-
I'm gonna take little Steve and empty it.
Okay.
Okay.
Korvus, you go.
I have things to take care of.
Okay.
And Korvus will start to head out, but then like Eden will hear in her mind, we will deal with the Fae. I promise. And the Korvus is going to go sleep in his room, which is actually the Horde.
Okay.
Of course it is.
As you fall asleep, actually, before we get to Korvus's final action, any final actions from the four of you that are not drunkenly asleep?
Well, Finn's gonna empty out little Steve wherever it's safe to do so.
A servant, like you're like walking with it, and a servant walks in. Allow me, please, and like we'll like take that and go and dispose of it properly.
Okay. And she will grab whatever other little receptacle. Like, I shall knight you, little Steve, the second. And then she's gonna go in and take little Steve the second, back to Eden, and like kind of like open slowly, and then put it down.
As
so
you
she's
open
not-
it, Eden rolls over. I'm just
Is there some significance to the name Steve? I noticed you seem to name each of your receptacles the same name.
I don't know. It just seems right. When it's like a name and it just fits someone or something. In this case, Steve seems very knightly. Like Steve can be there for you when you need him most, and he's reliable, and you can throw up at him, and it's just I don't know. So since we lost little Steve, I guess we need to replace little Steve with little Steve the second.
Fascinating. So, reliable Steve. Love to hear it.
Yeah. If you ever need one, let me know. We'll knight another one.
Oh, absolutely.
Have a good night. And then Fanar's gonna go to her room to check out the conch shell. Just, she thought it was pretty.
There we go. Cool. I will send that information along to you, so that way you know what it is. Orchid, Art, Perrin. Anything before that?
I think maybe like as Orchid and Perrin are leaving the dining room, Orchid will say, hey, I earlier, I appreciated what you did with saying I could use Orchid as a name. I don't know if it's actually the right name for me. And I think you're right, that maybe I don't have to keep using Orchid, but I kind of want to find a different name. Because, well, the thing is, I guess I have a sister, kind of, sort of. We were both adopted, and we were both named after tree climbing vines. She was Ivy, I was Orchid. And right before I left, well, I just don't want to get too far away from her, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like, I don't know. Yeah.
Do you mean like in if you're named similarly, you want to try and keep a sort of closeness?
Yeah, exactly. Orca's like an animal. Maybe there's a better vine, or I don't know. Maybe I could be a tree.
I mean, what was your sister to you? Like, how was your relationship? What were you like?
Oh, well, she's a goblin, and we were both at the orphanage together with the elves. So we were both sort of the outsiders who didn't really look like anybody else. But we both like climbing trees, and we both sort of like hung out, I guess, on the fringes. And I mean, she got vicious. Like, we were both small. She gets shorter every year. Stupid joke. Anyway, she would like really get aggressive to like show that just because she was tiny, like that they couldn't pick on her. But sometimes I would then, help clean up afterwards, when that didn't always go in her favor. But we looked out for each other,
Hmm. A couple of things come to mind. I don't know if they work for you, but we can talk about what feels right because who you are is up to you at the end of the day. And he kind of just like rests his hand on the back of yours. Really, who you decide to be at the end of the day, it's no one's going to make a bigger difference on your own life other than you. And if you decide that, you know, well, Orchid's not really how I feel, you know, well, maybe there's something else. If you want to keep close, spitballing. There's a real fancy way to respell the name Leaf if you want to. Lief. You could be Leaf if you want to be. If you'd like to stay, that's if you're like in the in between phases of people. But if you'd like to be a little bit closer to like the more effeminate kind of names, if that's something that's more suited, that you feel is more suited to you, perhaps, and this might sound real simple, but it really could hit home. But like, what about like Ruth? Because you spell it like the Ruth, but like in reality, it's like you are the root to her ivy.
It's pretty cute.
You keep her grounded.
I don't
You
know if it's right.
maintain her stability. And he just kind of like plays with words and
Yeah. Let's keep thinking about it. It's a big decision.
yeah. He looks down at his loot. They all had to go run the fuck off. I was gonna like do a thing. It's a shame.
Well,
Yeah,
we'll probably have at least another dinner here. Maybe tomorrow night.
I mean, with the way this whole group is going, you never know.
Oh, it's fair.
No one's gonna stay in the same room at once. Hey, just as like a warning,
Uh-huh.
she's like real young and has no idea what life means. Okay,
You're
so
talking about
you
your sister?
need, yeah.
No,
You need.
look. I get it.
No. No. I understand that you don't have like. I look at you and I go, no real intentions. I mean, nothing yet. But like, if there is in a minuscule iota of a shared emotion,
Mm-hmm.
I'd really appreciate it if you were careful about how you shared that with her, because she's very independent at times and can get a bit ahead of herself. And if you're not sure where your feelings are leaning, if you tell her too soon, she might get wrapped up in something she has no idea how to deal with yet.
I hear you. I promise I will not hurt your sister.
No, I know you won't because I'll fucking kill you. You've seen me do it, so like,
You will
But,
eviscerate me with words. My guts will be
oh no!
your
And
instrument strings.
he pulls out the short sword, lights it on fire with a command word, and goes, "No, fucking this! I'll fucking gut you. Like it's not a problem, really."
All right. Look, no, I hear you. Look, I appreciate your concern. I pinky promise that I will not do anything hasty.
He puts the sword back in the hilt, and like goes up to Orchid and puts his arms around her leg. Listen, whoever you decide to be, we can find the answer together if that's what you want. I have no problem walking down that path with you. But my sister is already on her own journey. I just want to make sure she doesn't stumble on the adventures that she's already taken herself on.
No, I get it. I get it. Absolutely.
Okay.
Tell you what, I'll ask for your permission. if I want it. And they both laugh.
She's
Should
Jesus.
I ask for your blessing?
No, you need to ask for Avondra's blessing, really. She's the one who makes all the things happen. So, and I don't know if she's going to answer you either. So, hey, you're good people.
You are too.
And he just kind of like leans in for the hug, and then he just like pokes her in the stomach. I fucking got you, and he just like walks away.
Okay, good night.
Art. Final actions.
I just want to say I did see your stare that whole time, Finn, and that
It was great.
Me. Okay.
She just all of a sudden, Finn is just like, why do I feel so unusual?
The door's like half cracked. The door's like half cracked open. You're just staring at the door the whole time.
No, I don't hear anything. It's just that, you see in like the anime where it's like, why do I feel like, so, it's like you have that like.
Well, like sneeze. Someone must be talking about me.
Yeah, so she just felt like angry all of a sudden, and she doesn't know why. While she's holding her shell, and then she's like, oh, ow. Like almost like putting pressure on the shell.
Art. Final actions for the night.
Final actions for the night. Once everything is died down, Art goes to the room that he is staying in and stations the contraption. Basically, is there like a chair or something like that in the room?
Yeah, there's a chair. There's a small desk and chair that you can set it on. Yeah.
So Art is going to very carefully and delicately sit it in the chair and like prop it up and like almost like treating it like it is a living being and just taking the absolute care in making sure that it's sitting comfortably on this chair. Is going to do another inspection on it and see if there's any other like bits or pieces that need any further mending. It seemed pretty certain after the last observation that there wasn't any further repairs that could be done to make it functional again besides the information that we're currently seeking, but just trying to make sure that it's in the most pristine shape possible.
Sure. Go ahead and make a Tinker Tools check for me, please.
Is that proficiency in what?
Your intelligence.
That'll be a 26.
Looking over it, at this point, there's not much you can do. Without this core, you can kind of pick at the bits of dirt, the natural kind of wear and grime that have caked itself onto your creation since it's leaving you. You carefully and meticulously do so for the majority of the night until sleep starts to come over you, where you think you're like at that point of like that rocking where you like jolt yourself awake from rocking back and forth.
Before I make my way to bed, admitting defeat to my own fatigue, I'm gonna rest my hand on it and say, just wait a little longer. We'll get you fixed up, Spark.
As you curl up into bed, Dualcar pops out of your bag and hops onto bed with you and cuddles up around your head, giving you a nice little cushion. And you...
And I'm going to make sure I pull out some of the scraps of food that I stashed away from dinner.
Very much. She grabs it hungrily and just begins kind of nibbling on it, like right up next to your ear, and as a kind of makeshift white noise machine, you eventually fall asleep. Corvus, you go back to the Horde. Now the fire that was it's lit so brightly and burned so brightly at the center of this chamber is now dying and growing cold. You move toward the Horde, where you, after kind of doing like a weird like doggy circle meets like pat down and like finding a comfortable area, you pull this larger rug and drape it down over the gold and silvers and coppers that are there before laying yourself upon it. As you begin to drift off to sleep, you can hear the soft clinking of coin shifting around you, and feel yourself slightly raised in your laying position as this, what you now know to be Glaurung's true form, wraps itself. Shit, we're gonna finish anyway. Lizzie's laptop died. It's okay. But as Glaurung's tail coils protectively around you, and that's where we're gonna end tonight's session.
I want to reorganize the screen.
By the time we reorganize the screen, you know what I'm gonna do? Let's do this.
This is a representation of the chaos of this crew.
Oh no, that doesn't even help. I was hoping if I just got rid of all the overlay stuff that it would help, but it doesn't.
No,
Make it stop.
I can't. Hang on, give me a second.
It hurts us.
Hang on.
This is what my brain feels like right now. There's so many cubes.
I could fix it. I could fix it.
Let me hop in the Discord on my phone.
Oh, God, how'd you have the same idea that I had?
Yeah, who's gonna do it first? Probably.
Good.
Oh, I have to download the app. I already have the app. What the? Update. I gotta update. There's an update.
We're people back here in the background of the overlay. We are not real. We are figments of the Ecriom.
There we go. And then we just slide Korvus in. Nope. That was almost there.
Almost.
This is the beauty of
this is the beauty of
getting the overlay to function.
This
Yeah.
is
Yeah. Plus we went long tonight.
Yeah, we did.
We did go long. All right, hang on. There we go. Oh, Eddie, beat me to it. Yeah.
Oh dear God.
There we go.
Hey.
It's fine. I don't need to be on there. Keep it as it is.
Just turn on the camera and put it face down, and I'll organize it.
Oh my God.
Somebody do something.
Fine. Okay.
It's okay.
Let's just, you know what? Thank you guys.
Thank you
Yeah.
guys so much. Wait.
Everybody.
Let's do the giveaway real quick.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just in the chat.
Barefoot in the chat for dice
Oh, shit.
that are
That
made by
didn't-
me.
Whatever.
Who cares?
Because you're fine.
anymore?
Keep going.
Anyway.
This is the chaos.
As
long as they
Barefoot
can
in the
see it.
chat.
Barefoot in
It's all
the
good.
chat.
Last chance.
Um.
Because I made dice. You should get the dice.
Yeah.
Barefoot in the chat.
BAREFOOT in chat right now.
Well,
Right now.
and while we're doing that, we'll
Eden,
do the
talk
thing.
about you. Yeah, do the thing.
Yeah. So my name is Taryn, also known as Valrook across the socials, generally creative human TTRPG player, performer, GM, Eldritch Entity, and Dice Maker under the moniker of Umbral Oculus Dice, which is the giveaway thing. Right now I'm on Hive and starting a kind of ticky-tacky. It's Umbral Oculus on those. And look, there's Lizzie. This is some shit. But right now, alternating Tuesdays here, you can catch me at the Red Hare Inn. I do have projects coming up in the future. I am working on my own TTRPG. I do have a shop update coming soon. I am currently finishing the polishing and starting the inking. Check out my socials for the pictures of those beautiful shiny dice babies, because I will have a sale before the Crimsus, and there is a 10% discount if you use code the Red Hare Inn. This is the thing. But yeah. So that's the stuff. Oh, and I am part of the tabletop like advent calendar thing that they do every year. So be watching for a set of my dice for that giveaway. It's epic. It's the tabletop crafter. Follow them because it is literally 25 days of just tabletop nerdy giveaways, and all you got to do is like and follow stuff. My day is the 16th, but there's lots of cool shit. Really great creators to go support and build up and do the thing. But that's me. Go on to the sad bard.
A sad bard? No.
You were
not
all sad
bard.
because you didn't get to play the thing.
It was just a shame. We got there. Yeah. Hi, I'm Renee Borgard. I'm one half of Dragon Rock RPG Design. We make D&D supplements for 5e. And you can find our stuff at Dragon Rock RPG on Facebook and Twitter, and at Dragon Rock RPG Designs on Instagram. We're going to be coming out with druids hopefully before the end of the year. They're going to be great. Keep your eye out for them. They'll be all over our socials. And yeah, over to my sister.
All right, hello. I'm gonna make this as quick as possible. I'm Utahime. You can find me at UTAHIME cosplay pretty much everywhere, including Hive now. And on Twitter at Brianna DeCoster, because I'm still on there until it burns down and crashes. I am community manager for the Initiative Order and also to Cyber Nation Uncensored. I also have a show on Cyber Nation Uncensored called Power Word Talk, which I would love for you guys to tune in December 1st, 3 p.m. Pacific time. I have Alicia Marie, who's amazing. You should definitely come check it out. Also, tomorrow, very important, 6 p.m. Pacific time, we have a special one-shot for Coyote and Crow over on the Initiative Order with an amazing cast, amazing story guide, and we're raising money for the National Native American... Oh my God, I'm blanking because I'm talking too fast. 1 second, I'm gonna get it. Don't go anywhere. I'm sorry, I'm gonna remember. I'm gonna do the thing. I'm gonna get this right. Native American Rights Fund. Bam! Okay, so we're going to do the thing. Come support, because it's Native American Heritage Month, and we're supporting all the things Native American and all creators. Thank you. And I'm going to pass it along to someone below, because now I forgot the order.
I think that's me. Hi everyone. I'm Eddie, known across the socials as Discount Bard, a humble vaudevillian vagabond spreading shenanigans wherever I go. You can usually find me doing something on the interwebs Tuesday through Thursday. I am a actor, voice artist, real-life jack of all trades, master of none, but full-time troublemaker. And when I'm not streaming on my own channel at twitch.tv/discountbard, you can find me on awesome channels like this one. On Alternating Tuesdays, obviously here for Ecriom, playing Art the Goblin Artificer. On Alternating Thursdays of the same week, I'm over at the Initiative Order, doing Jack Lapidus with the Rift of Dionysus in City of Mist. It's fun times. There's chaos. I don't have a type, I swear. It's just chaos wherever I go. Otherwise, I stream variety content on my channel. You can find me on TikTok. You can find me on all the other socials at Discount Bard. Yeah, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Let's pass it along.
Hello, I'm Lizzie. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter. Until we find something else, at the Lizzie LD. I am here alternating Tuesdays, with American Thanksgiving coming up. If people don't have a place to go, I believe our friend of the channel, Queer Venture Time, will be streaming. I might make a cameo. I don't know. I don't want to speak for Coral, but so you may see me there. Yeah. Follow me to see where else I might pop up.
And I guess that just leaves me. It's Jaden King. If you didn't know who I was before now you do. You're welcome. Your life just got 2% better, and it happens every time you see me. I do things on the internet. Everywhere at It's Jaden King. Instagram, Twitter, Hive. You can find me also on MySpace, Smoke Signals, Messenger Crow, Pigeon, and Mammoth Delivery. All at It's Jaden King. I do all kinds of streaming, content creation, TTRPG stuff, and awesome stuff, partnering with my awesome partner, Beth the Bard, working on amazing projects that we are hopefully going to get finished. We found out that big books with 2 people is exhausting, but it is delightful and beautiful as we're getting through the crafting of Lamortia and many other things. And also, I have a Ko-Fi at It's Jaden King where I came out with Urban Weaponry, firearms for 5e. It's actually a free supplement I put out on my Ko-Fi for you to just pop out, that I've had the luck of working with Dragon Rock RPG to help craft some of that stuff. So there'll be a lot more urban things coming out and through the pipeline. So stay tuned for It's Jaden King. I'm Urban Royalty. You're welcome.
Thank you, my liege. Shit, I didn't want to say that. I don't.
You fool.
Listen, when he finally
2%
ascends
stronger.
to the TTRPG for throne, I at least want to be nominated to the steward, because when he leaves, then I can throw a hissy fit and have my 2 sons cry about the dead one, eat some tomatoes, and call it a day.
Wait, what?
Welcome to
What?
Game of
What?
Thrones.
What?
with
Specific.
Dice
What
Adventure.
is happening here?
Oh, you've never seen Return of the False King?
Yeah, I was gonna say that felt like a Lord of the Rings reference. But...
Oh dear God.
Anyway,
Children.
we're gonna
This is
go.
the prequel, The Arrival of the True King.
Yes, we're gonna go raid. Yeah,
You
I'm
and
Logan.
Ronan, I
I'm
swear to
here.
God.
Yeah, Ronan's gonna come back after he fights the Sasquatches for the 3rd time this year. I'm Logan. Red Hare Inn on all the things. I now do Hive, which like is cool. I guess.
That's the thing.
It is.
Have for American folks. Have a happy Thanksgiving if you celebrate. Spend some time with family, loved ones, friends, all that good stuff. And stay safe these next few days. We're gonna go raid our friend Coral, who is playing a game called Crusader Kings 3. So I'm guessing Jaden's gonna show up at some point.
BBEG, baby.
And yeah.
Oh my God. Make it stop.
Happy adventures and we'll
Good night, everybody.